Good evening, hail and well met, friends of the kingdom. It is I, your loving and considerate king. Good evening to each and every one of you. Ah, yes, the king is dead. Long live the new king, indeed. What's up, Satellite Sun? What's up, Toast? What's up, RV Winkle? Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to this perfectly normal Friday with nothing unusual or strange going on whatsoever. Yep, just another Friday like we last had 3 weeks ago. It's been a while. Surprised you suddenly decided to play this again after a month. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's been too long, friends. Good evening, Worst Elephant. Well met. Yeah. Last 2 Fridays, I've been AWOL. Last week because of illness that still kind of getting over. I could certainly stream, but I'm a little hackier than usual. And then the week before that, I was at Universal Studios Hollywood, so not much I could do about that. I'm awake because it's the weekend. Well, I'm glad you're here, Toast. How's your new job treating you? Ah, yes. Hang on, let me hold this the correct way. Yes, there we go. Excellent. It's been all right. I thought you were on vacation. That must be next week. Well met. Yes, next week. Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I will be on vacation. Which is why we're doom streaming it next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That is when we're going to do Eastern Mind. The Lost Souls of Tong No. Or however the hell you say it. Remember, chat, we are here to kill the king. Yes, do not lose sight of this. I'm giving you the chance, since I beat all of you so soundly last time. Please, chat. Please end my bloodline tonight. I encourage it. Or else we're gonna have to do this again, frankly. Are you warming your port in the palm of your hand there, Mr.? My port, this is the cheapest Cabernet I could find. This is like $3.50 Cabernet. They mostly make active grill systems for various car models, so I made half a dozen variants of the same basic thing. That's cool. That's cool. Box wine, like one step above that, Urka Burka. We're close. We're close. We haven't quite descended to that level, but we're definitely getting close. Lodra, thank you so much for subscribing for 35 months. Currently at tier 3. My God. Clearly, I'm not the only royalty here. The king must die. Dude, you don't need to do that to yourself. I don't need to do anything to myself. This is about what I want, library man. Good evening, Justin Brett. I see you there. Hope you're doing well. Spent more money on lemon pie today than you spent on that Cabernet. I love cheap wine, dude. I love cheap wine. I love cheap alcohol. I have an extremely cheap palate, and I frankly wouldn't have it any other way. Like, why appreciate fine, expensive things when cheap garbage will do just fine? Being a cheap date is the best. Exactly. No pretenses, no expectations. Like, give me that box wine. I'm all over that shit. Oh, thank you, La Retro Spiso. And I know you're only saying that because we haven't started the game yet, but I still appreciate you nonetheless. So, well, I worked today. That's it. That's all I really had to say on that subject. I had to go into the office, and it was really boring because it's Friday and nobody else goes in the office, so it was very quiet and peaceful. I kind of like that, honestly. The 2 days I go to the office are Tuesday, which is when most people go. So I get that hustle and bustle and other people aroundness that I guess we're supposed to get from going to the office. But then I go in on Friday, and there's like maybe 1 or 2 other people from my team there. I think there are only like 6 people in the entire building or something like that. And it's nice. It's quiet, it's contemplative, it's low stress. Went to a really cool art and novelty shop today, which is where I got that mana potion I posted. That's a neat looking thing. That was quite cool. Had the office kitchen yourself all the day. Oh yeah, I had the pick of the snacks. I had some of those delicious sun chips. Sounds like my work fantasy. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. I mean, obviously it'd be much better if I could just work from home. That would be, you know, there's nothing that can make my office more comfortable than just working from right here in my blessed sanctum. But barring that, going in on Friday and being like one of the only people there is pretty good. Eat the rich! What's up, Fury Fighter? Twitch is like your 31st anniversary. Tell them you can't afford to sub again. Not gonna. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about subs. I greatly appreciate whatever. Okay, look at me. All right, look at me. I'm like the Bozo the Clown version of Uncle Pennybags over here. Okay, don't ever feel like you need to sub to this. Okay. I have a passive-aggressive coworker who, no lie, microwaves eggs in the AM. Good God, dude, that sucks. God, that's a punchable offense if you ask me. No court would convict you. I went to the office today. I was literally 5 people there, myself included. Suddenly, I'm picturing property manager for an office building renting the same space to 3 different companies. The provision their employees can only work from the office 2 days a week. They may get to that point eventually. I could totally see that happening if the proletariat can manage to cling to working from home, which honestly right now still seems kind of tenuous at best. But if working from home does become the norm, you know the landlords are going to find some way to squirrel more money out of everybody. Building is literally an entire block. I like supporting your great. Oh, don't say that right now. I look like such an asshole. Save that for an evening where I look much warmier, homier, like your homie. I don't know. Just don't say that. Don't say that tonight. I saw that. You're our asshole though. That could be taken many ways, and I accept it. Being buzzed is the best. It sure is, Urka Burka. Don't subscribe to Audish. Do what I do and send him wigs. Ah, yes. Novelty hats. I am no longer accepting subs and bits. Only novelty hats. Imagine the collection I could grow, though. Majestic. Majestic in scope. Speaking of majestic, I don't know. I finished the Outer Worlds. I was right. I said I was right at the end of it. Turns out I was right at the end of it. And it goes along with something that I really, really like about this game that I don't think I've mentioned yet. What's up, Chaos? Good to see you. Outer Worlds is a very compact game. Outer Worlds feels like one of the Bethesda Fallouts that's just kind of been compressed into all the best bits, or at least the most representative bits. And I like that. I like that I was able to get through this game in like, oh God, I don't remember, like less than 20 hours, I think. And still do almost every quest in the entire game. And all the crew member stuff. So yeah, I ended up very pleased with that game overall. And it also kind of ended right when I wanted it to. I was ready to be done with that game, and the game was like, okay, sure. Here's your conclusion. Have fun. And I'm like, thanks, game. You have a good one. So yeah, big enjoyment there. Had a lot of fun. I am pretty sure the next game I'm going to start is Dredge. That fishing cosmic horror game that came out yesterday. I have really been looking forward to that. I went ahead and picked it up. So I think that's going to be my next pursuit. Very tempted to send him the little Lego Pokeball Audish in it for him to build on stream and put behind him somewhere. I would totally do that too. Want to take a moment and wish a happy Trans Day of Visibility to those who celebrate. You're welcome to decloak if you want to feel safe, but you don't, that's okay too. You're valid and I see you and you matter. Chaos, if you don't mind me being too gauche about it, I will simply echo the words that you have posted there. To all of our trans friends in the audience, those who are with us tonight and those who can't be with us tonight. Thank you for being here. You are seen, you are welcome, you are loved. And yeah, consider this your night. It's your night to murder the monarch. This one's for you, friendos. How about that? Thank you, Audish and chat, for making this a safe place for us. You know, it's like, why not? You know, I feel like that's the simplest thing you could say about it. Is like, why wouldn't you? Why would I? It's the hardest thing for me to understand is why would anybody come to a platform like Twitch or, I don't know, television, Twitter, like whatever. Why would you come to a platform, to a community, just to be adversarial about it? Just to exclude people? And I know that there are, I know there are well trodden and documented reasons for this, like I don't even want to get into that. But for me, I can't see it. I can't understand it. I don't know why I would ever want to exclude somebody. Why would I ever say, well, these chatters are fine. These are people I want to talk to. But these chatters think something else and I don't want to hang out with them. It's like, it just seems so petty, so pointless. When everybody could just be happy. I don't know. I like seeing people happy. It's, I think, a big part of my whole streaming aim is like, I want to be happy on here. I wouldn't be happy on here if the people around me weren't happy. So yeah. You want to embrace why? They're afraid of their own nature. Nice to go somewhere and just exist and not feel like I'm unwanted solely on that fact. Yeah. And I don't, I'll never fully understand the mindset of people who do that, who set out to do that, who set out to make people uncomfortable. Oh, you are whatever as the energy, get mad about it. Just visiting my folks in Florida last weekend. I gotta tell you, it was anxiety inducing. I had to be incognito for a few days. My parents actually mentioned to me, because they moved from North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina. And Jesus, 6-7 years ago, they moved from North Carolina to California. So, actually, at this point, it was 7 or 8 years. Anyway, it was like right before the election. And I remember them saying after they moved out here, one big reason they were so glad they did is just everything just felt less safe where they were. Because, you know, North Carolina is a very uncomfortable case because it's not a red state. It really is a purple state, but it's gerrymandered to fuck. So it votes red and has to deal with a whole bunch of bullshit like that. They did move to be out by me, yes. After seeing how nice it was out here in California. But yeah, I remember my dad saying it was getting weird. It was like he could feel it. It was like you could feel it in the air, just people like getting angry about things, getting like looking for people to pick on and stuff. And he said like, yeah, he wouldn't feel comfortable living there now. He drove across the United States to get here, and he mostly went through southern states. He took a southern route through like Alabama and Mississippi and Texas and whatnot. And he said he really wouldn't be comfortable doing that now with the way people have gotten. So South Carolina is very South Carolina, yeah, for sure. Let's face it though, sooner or later a chat will show up and just about bigoted shit, and I don't want to talk to them. Well, we know what to do about them. Been pretty fortunate with the people around me so far since coming out, and that's great. That is really great, Toast. I feel like that's the best you can hope for, so I'm happy it's gone well. Saying to me how the concept of mutual respect is so difficult to get and hard to come by in social forums. I'm very glad the stream is very much a mutual respect. You know, speaking of that, it reminds me, I saw something. There's the whole paradox of intolerance, right? The whole thing where you purport to support tolerance and be tolerant of all viewpoints. But what happens when an intolerant person comes in and impinges on that? Well, if you don't tolerate intolerance, doesn't that violate your tolerance? The paradox of intolerance. And I saw I saw something that really helped make sense of that. And it was framing it as a social contract, basically. That tolerance is not an absolute hard and fast rule, but rather a social contract. That you can be tolerant as long as the people you are with agree to also be tolerant. And when somebody breaks that and becomes intolerant, well, they're out. They are not afforded the same courtesies and protections because they're not abiding by the social contract. So, and I really appreciated that. It was nice to kind of have like a clearer perspective on that, because the paradox of intolerance, I've never like had a problem with it. It's not like it's never confused my thinking or anything. I know how I want to be and how I want to treat the people I value around me. But it's good to have it laid out like that. You know, it's good to have something where you can point to and be like, yes, social contract. Makes it much simpler. Being tolerant of tolerance is enabling tolerance. Yeah, exactly. So that kind of boggled me that people don't get that. My tolerance has always been quid pro quo. I was figuring the folks arguing the supposed paradox were just talking shit to try and piss people off. I mean, you know, it's something that I think people can agree on. I think people can agree that, you know, tolerance should only go so far, but the actual reasoning, the logic of it might not be immediately apparent to everyone. And it just, you know, it helps to put it in such simple terms too. Fascinating exercise and a great example of thought elevating dialogue. Being shitty than your broken social contract, don't be a dick. Yeah. You know, we're all taught this in kindergarten. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's very, very simple. To be fair, I've never had much social awareness, so if people are giving me weird looks or something, there's a strong chance I wouldn't notice. I mean, you know, I haven't had to worry about, you know, people giving me shit for anything, because I'm very, very cis. Can basically pass in just about any crowd. But it also, like, to me, it just it's so crazy to me now that I'm 40 and I have all the responsibilities and concerns that I have, that people would actually go out of their way to cause conflict like that. Like, I think if somebody tried to give me shit about anything, it would come as more of a shock than anything. Like, you're really spending your energy on this. There's not something else you'd rather be doing right now? Like, for real? But I'm also very blessed, very privileged that I don't have to worry about that in the vast majority of situations, so. It's certainly different to deal with for everybody. I only know what it looks like from my castle, which I imagine I'm probably going to be ejected from tonight. So it's about time, if we're being fair. So anyway, speaking of which, let me just run down the schedule real quick, and then we can get right back into this. We can fire up the reign of Audish II. Long or short may he be. When woke means triggering people carrying indecency, I'm woke for it. I love, there was like a survey or something a week or two ago where like they were like, actually, most people are woke. When we define wokeness, most people are like, yeah, that sounds good. Complaining about wokeness really is shorthand for I want to be racist, but I'm not comfortable just coming out and being racist. Like, unfortunately, so many Trump type people are. Anyway, schedule. Mainly just want to remind y'all I'm going to be on vacation next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So, upcoming streams are tomorrow night. We're doing a sort of 16-bit free-for-all. The thing about tomorrow night that I want to impart upon you, be here at 9 if you can, because the way I'm going to do this one is I'm going to let people start queuing up to pick games off of a list right at 9 p.m. And as I always do with these things, I will endeavor to get through as many games as are requested. If I don't get to your request, I'll refund it. But if you're here right when we open them up, then you've obviously got a much better chance of getting a request in and played. So I won't be streaming on Sunday because I don't, and I imagine I'm going to need the sleep because, being honest here, I'm already pretty wiped out from the week. And I'm going to need some rest for my upcoming vacation. And then I'll only be streaming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And we will be doom streaming. We will be playing Eastern Mind, The Lost Souls of Tong No, as requested by, I mean, pretty much all of you. Y'all came together to make that happen. We will make it happen. I'll be off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then when we return 1 week from Monday, I will be starting Kenshi. And if you don't know what that is, please drop by. It's weird. It's a very weird and open and brutal and engrossing game, and I have absolutely fallen in love with it. More than with RimWorld, if you can believe that. People are buying the line anymore that being accused of being racist is worse than actually being racist, so they had to find different... Yes, exactly, Lodra High. God, just the nerve that people would ever think that was an approach they could take. Like, how dare you call me racist? And it's like, motherfucker. Oh, please. Educate yourselves. Kenshi is an absolutely fascinating game, and I love it. And I've been playing it a lot in my free time. I've learned a lot about it. I've learned a lot about what you can do in it and what I want to do in it. And I have a plan for our streaming of it that hopefully you will find just as engrossing as I find carrying it out. But yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. And because it's something of a squad-based RPG, you can join the squad. You can be one of our hapless souls that are gonna help us conquer the wastelands. All right, so with that said, I think it's time to get back into King of the Castle. Don't you? I'm pretty sure everyone who's here right now was here 3 weeks ago when we did the first night of this, or at least heard about it. But we played through an entire reign. Yes, reign is the word of one king. 2 weeks too late. Yeah, tell me about it. And I actually succeeded by sheer luck and pretty much nothing else. And I am not afraid to admit it. I overcame all plots and rebellions. I became the grand spy master monarch, subjugated the realm, all that fun stuff. And now the way this game is set up, we can carry on the dynasty with my successor. So if you did play 3 weeks ago, I believe you can pick up with the same noble that you had before. If not, you can start a new one. You might even be able to start a new one if you did play. I don't know how it works. I barely understand this game. As it is, I just dawdled through it and hope I don't die instantly. So anyway, let's continue the game, shall we? The Gold Platia Dynasty. So we should be Monarch Audish II of the Gold Platia Dynasty, presiding over the kingdoms of the Barons of the March, the Chiefs of the North, and the Counts of the East is what we shall be doing. All right. So I think this is where you jump back in, chat. You will want to type !join with your pronouns. And you will be, I guess if you were here before, you'll be shuffled back into the same faction that you were in before. If you weren't here before, you'll just be shuffled elsewhere. Yeah, since we're loading a game, it remembers where you were. And we'll give this a couple minutes for people to filter in and join up. You've never seen this before? Well, join up, Helvete. You'll have a fantastic time. If you're in the previous game, you'll have your previous faction and money. I'm curious how that's going to work out. I am quite curious how that's going to shake out. But yeah, well, while I'm broke, hopefully they take that into account, Manic. Hopefully they do something at the beginning. Not great for me, I have 200. Yeah, I'm hoping the game accounts for that, since we are essentially starting a new game. It runs a real bit risk of having unbalanced factions. Well, by some magic, we have perfectly balanced factions so far. But yeah, I mean, if I was designing this, I would have an event at the start of like the next dynasty that would kind of balance out the funds of everybody. But we'll see how they handle it. So while we're sitting here and waiting, I haven't. Excuse me, God. I know I mentioned I'm gonna play Dredge next, but I'm sitting on a bunch of stuff that I really want to play right now because I picked up SteamWorld Heist alongside it, and I really want to give that a try. And also, I've been meaning to start up Garden Story because I think it was playing through Link's Awakening got me in a very Zelda-y mood, and I've been wanting to play something else in that. Kind of in that vein, and so I settled on Garden Story, and I was gonna start that. I was gonna start up Garden Story right after I finished Outer Worlds, but dragged on until Dredge came out, and now I'm gonna play Dredge. So, but definitely want to play Garden Story soon. I've just been doing more N64 Zelda randomizers. I bet that's an adventure. I bet that is quite an adventure. I have been poking around behind the scenes, chat. I have been looking into N64 hardware. So the way I've been excited for Zelda lately has been kind of inspiring to me to seek out the ability to continue playing Zelda games. I mean, if I don't pick up an N64 anytime soon, we could just go straight on to Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. I don't necessarily have to do the entire Zelda series in chronological release order. In some cases, it might not even make sense to, but that's currently the plan. But if we go more than like a month or two, maybe, without jumping on the next one, I might make an effort there. Would you do the linking of the games to the Super Endgame stuff for the Oracle games? I don't know how that would work emulated, is the thing. Because I don't really know anything about those games. I never played them. And I don't know what the linking entails. So I'd probably have to look into. I'm sure there's a solution for emulated games, but yeah. Does anybody else want to join up and round out the Barons? I mean, if not, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be okay. If this is anything like the last time we played, people will keep filtering in and joining as we play. Yeah, everybody in chat right now, feel free to jump in. It's not like you don't have to be like super active. You could just jump in on the votes, and the game accounts for it when people like leave the stream in the middle of the game. So if you're not going to be here all night, don't let that affect your enjoyment. You're welcome to play for as long as you are here, and the game will take care of the rest. We'll just give it another minute, just in case. Want to make sure we have time to ruin another kingdom. I had to get the stemware out for tonight. I knew I had to. It's simply too appropriate. Yes, the game will allocate players based on inactivity. And you can always join mid-game. I'm just leaving it open here for people to jump in on the ground floor, but if anybody wants to join up right in the middle of the game, that happened a lot. The last time we played it, we had I'd say like half the people who are playing probably joined midstream, so. It'd be funny if I had an alt account on Twitch to be a double spy for the East and the Barons. That'd be funny. Like a saboteur going against all their votes. I wonder what this game is like on really big channels. You know, here we know discrete people. We know each person who's discussing stuff in chat, which faction they're on and whatnot. But like channels that have like hundreds or thousands of viewers, when they play this, like Jesus Christ, it just must be like a giant gaggle of people. It was a mess. Pat did it this week. Well, I feel very lucky then. I feel very lucky that we can have such a cozy King of the Castle experience then. Good year, I signed up and realized I probably won't be able to stay up for the whole thing. Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. There's no obligation here. There's no obligation to stick around or even do anything, really. This is for your entertainment and enjoyment. 2 other regions, Jamie didn't get to reselect them. Well, if we do another night of King of the Castle, because I can't imagine I'm going to win 2 nights in a row. If we do another night of King of the Castle, we'll start a new dynasty. And we can get those other 2 factions too, because I do want to see all the different storyline stuff that's possible. It's like playing Jackbox games with like 2,000 people. Team I wound up on basically voted against their own best interest a few times. All right, anyway, let's get going. Let's make it happen. Oh, I need to move my face cam. That's right. I want to live down here, if I remember correctly. Alrighty. So here we is. All right, so each season we have 3 events to play through, and I guess this first season is just going through the same introductory stuff. We have the Kingdom's Authority, Stability, and Treasury. And then the stats for each of the regions. Their trade, their farming, their military, their faith, and their defiance, which look like maybe they were... I think these were all carried over from last time. Owning black powder is not a crime in this kingdom. That is true. All right, coronation. Coronate me. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your father. I bet it was. But now it's your time to wear the crown. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Should I get changed into my waterproof robes then? It may be for the best, Your Majesty. Prepare for vote. Shall we call the nobles in? Hell yes, we shall. All right, so, all right, yeah. All right, I will read off all of these options, and then while we're voting, you'll be able to see them in bigger text, but yeah, they are pretty small, and I do apologize for that. What kind of coronation should be held for the new monarch? Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. This will drain 1,000 coins from the treasury and increase our stability. Did you turn off? Oh shit, that's right. I need to turn off the bot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, you know what? I think the bot is okay because I turned off the voting command. Hang on. Let me make sure. Yeah, the vote command is disabled, so we should be okay. All right, B is force the commoners to swear a blood oath. This will increase authority but decrease stability. Throw the monarch into the river will increase stability and decrease authority. And troops shall bear the monarch through the streets atop a shield will increase the military and decrease authority. I don't even care what it does, just see. Vote C, I don't care if it's optional. All right, I'm going to start the vote. You'll have 30 seconds, 60 seconds? 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Vote now. So it's exclamation vote and then the letter that you wish. Whatever shall it be. C is in fact funnier. Oh, we have a tie. Oh goodness. And we have 11 nobles, so. So the question is, that means I get to decide. Library man, did you join up? Hang on a sec. Are you in here? Library man, you gotta join. Hang on. Library man, you gotta do exclamation point join and then your pronoun, like he or she or they. And then once you're in, you can vote. Sorry, you gotta put a space there. Can you join without choosing a pronoun? I suppose you can. Yeah, I don't think it'll stop you from doing that. There we go. There you are. All right, now you can vote with exclamation point vote and then a letter. Yeah, it's all exclamation point commands for this. I'm doing this because I really want to take I want to take my fate out of my own hands here. There you go. There you go. There we go. Now, at last, the kingdom may have consensus. Voting is closed. Kind of coordination should be all for the new monarch. 6 nobles voted for throw the monarch into the river. It is decided the monarch will be thrown into the river. Stability is now steady at 7. Authority is now credible at 5. And so it begins. The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. I don't even know what her goals are. I just like C. Doesn't everybody? When you climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination or some of the nobles' stifling giggles? No, surely not. Fun fact, throwing the monarch into the river doubles as checking to see if they're a witch. I'd rather spend the king's money wherever passed. I was wondering if y'all were going to remember that. Because I think the last time, I think for our first reign, it did end up as a tie. And I chose the lavish coronation. Then I realized after the fact that actually tied my hands on financial concerns because 1,000 coins is a lot of money, especially early in the game. So I'm not stifling, giggling. I'm laughing hard. Yeah, there's no stifling going on here. Let's do council introduction. Now that you're the monarch, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Let's just go down the list. Hello, chiefs of the North. Good luck in the days ahead, your highness. You'll need it dealing with us lot, says Chief Lodril High. Ha 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 ha. Counts of the East. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, your highness, says Count Le Retrospiso. I was dismayed to hear of your father's passing. Yeah, fucking sure you were. And introduce yourself to the barons of the marsh. Hail and well met, your highness. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. Well met, Baron Manic Ascendant. And with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue. When they mentioned waterproof robes, I was not immediately thinking of River. Is this what your father fought so hard for? Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. Starting off with the dunk tank sets the tone really well. Also true. It's a new reign. It's a new day. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your father out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Let's see. Let's see. I think I did Golden Age last time. I did, didn't I? Yeah, that was trade. All right. I want to be... Let's be a peacekeeper this time. An admirable aim. I suggest over the next few years, you focus on improving the kingdom's stability as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I'll return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, your majesty. I love it when they call me Big Papa. All right, and with that, spring of 966 has ended. Here we go. What's next? Oh, it's scheming time, folks. Get your scheming hats on. Put on your scheming trousers. Want to be remembered that way? I want to be the very best, like no one. It's true. It's true, Manic. When have the barons of the march backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful queen, on the throne. So this is Eve-me. Eve-me? Eve-me. Barons, you're voting. What scheme should the barons pursue to overthrow the new monarch and place their preferred claimant on the throne? A, subterfuge, lower stability. B, doppelganger, lower defiance. Or C, propaganda, lower stability. You can't revolt yet. You can lower stability in 2 ways, or you could lower defiance. Interesting. Well, I wonder if was subterfuge your previous goal? I don't think it was. Maybe they don't allow you to go after your previous goal. Your defiance needs to be higher than both stability and authority to rebel. Is that all of you? That's all of you. All right, so it's a 2-2 tie. I wonder what it does in this case. Surely I don't get to choose the plot against me. How does this work? Oh, I guess it just coin flips. All right, your goal is now propaganda, lowering stability. We're at odds, barons. The barons plan to persuade the population that only a charismatic general can protect them. First, the common folk must be afraid. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. It's kind of a tall order at the moment. All right, chiefs. Get your scheming trousers on. Selby. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter monarch Audish II. How do we make that happen? Here you go. Option A, prophecy, raise authority. B, Ragnarok, raise own military. Or C, hornblower, lower all faith. Lower all faith, that's an interesting goal. Ragnarok, I think, was the last one. I think Ragnarok was the summon frost giants one. Absolutely. All you got to do, Arcane, is type !join, your pronoun, if you want. There you go. You are in. You have joined. Let's see. Did you join the Chiefs? Arcane is on the counts. Gillen, it looks like you're on the Chiefs, so you can vote, but you might want to just bandwagon at this point. Yay, I'm still a count. Yeah, the game remembers, actually. The game does remember. Woo, helping! That's the spirit, Gillen. That's the spirit. All right, it is unanimous with the Chiefs. Lower all faith. This ought to be interesting. The Chiefs plan to dig up Oddheld's legendary horn and use it to take over the kingdom. First, they must win the favor of the gods by diminishing the kingdom's belief in the ninth. To advance their scheme, the Chiefs must lower the combined total of all regions' faith to 12 or less in 4 seasons. Congratulations, you did it. If we do this again, we should have a command on the bot to tell people how to join vote. That is an excellent idea, Lodra. Excellent idea. I'll have to remember to do that. All right, counts. Scheming times here. Valentine. My fellow counts, in ancient times, the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false monarch Audish II wears the crown. Here you go. All right. Intimidation, raise others' defiance. Ascension, lower own faith. Or possession, lower own defiance. That's interesting. You could actually... You could actually get yourselves on the same page as the Chiefs. I also really like that it's not a hard 30 seconds for voting. That 30 seconds is the minimum amount of time to vote. Ain't got time for faith. Unified goal early should be good. Well, seems unanimous to me. Voting has closed. 5 nobles voted for ascension, lower own faith. The counts plan to induct the monarch into their secret cult and offer them immortality in exchange for the throne. All right, that's not bad. First, they must reduce the power of the Eastern Church. To advance their scheme, the counts must lower their faith to 4 or less in 3 seasons. That's could be a tall order depending on the kinds of events y'all get. Faith in this economy? Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming to crown the region's preferred claimant. All right, so currently the chiefs are good. The chiefs have already achieved their goal, but the barons and the counts have work to do. Good luck, one and all. All right, what do we got? We've got a new plague, the honor guard. Oh God, the honor guard. Who do I choose to get eaten by bears this time? And the printing press. Let's get the honor guard out of the way. Oh, Lord have mercy. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards, the chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes. The counts with the Knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose. And the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty, these guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries to be loyal to coin above all. What was Audish's win condition? Stability. It was, in fact, stability. Tell me about the Northern Warriors. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all. Can't get into here. They won't run off on some random quest, but they're honorable in a fight. Unbeatable. Tell me about the Eastern Knights. The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. Mostly write poems these days. Tell me about the Veterans of the March. Soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They'll be uncouth, no doubt, and won't adapt well to life in the palace, but they're loyal and tough as nails. I think you picked barons last time. I think last time, if I remember correctly, because I picked one, yeah. I think I picked chiefs, and the chiefs got eaten by a bear, and then I picked barons. So I had 2. So I think let's just, in the interests of, in the interests of fairness, let's go with the Eastern Knights this time. I'll make the arrangements at once. All right, we have some grumbling defiance. The knights arrive a few weeks later. They are all extremely pale and extremely polite. The commander introduces herself with a florid bow before reading out a poem she's written for the occasion. Perfect. Exactly what I had in mind. I just joined. I don't feel like getting eaten. It was an auspicious reign last time. Since the counts just got some attention, let's go see what's going on with this new plague in the March. All right, Baron Dave Thulu, what you got for me? My liege, the March has been struck by a plague, and not just any plague, a dancing plague. What kind of dance? All kinds, but the most popular is one where you shake your arms back and forth across your body. The youth call it the thread, though I have no idea what that means. It affects everyone, even dogs and cats. We don't know how it started, but it's spreading quickly. Whole villages are dancing themselves, half to death. All right, so here's the vote. Chat. A is quarantine the affected villages. This will drop trade in the March. B is pass a law that forbids dancing. This will increase authority, decrease stability, and increase defiance. And C is let it be. How bad is dancing anyway? Lowers stability and farming, presumably in the March. Do I want to fuck with this vote at all? The dance, what is this? Footloose? Our trade is pretty stable. I am going to establish the monarch's choice upon A. Would you like to vote with the monarch, chat? Anyway, let's begin the vote. Please, everyone, make your opinions known. I concur. Whatever shall it be? Some interesting voting blocks here. Some interesting voting blocks indeed. Enough nobles have voted to continue, I believe. Let's see, 7 math. I can math. Everybody has voted. Voting has closed. 7 nobles voted for let it be. How bad is dancing anyway? A dancing plague might bring some life to the masses. Why not let it spread? Don't be a square. Let people get boogie with it. Soon half the kingdom is dancing around the clock as the plague hits other regions, including the capital. Productivity is down and crops are rotting in the fields, but at least everyone appears to be having a good time. All right, stability has dropped to civil, and farming has dropped across every region, as it turns out. So be it. So be it. All right, the printing press. Cunt, 2-hit good. Your Highness, a blacksmith in the East, has come up with some sort of printing contraption. Instead of relying on the painstaking efforts of scribes, it produces 100 copies of a text an hour. How remarkable. Yes, Your Highness, isn't technology wonderful? Don't you see how dangerous? Oh, Gillen rocking up in here. Don't you see how dangerous this is? Books should stay in churches and universities, or else commoners will start getting ideas. Oh boy, here we go. All right, A, allow printing presses to be used by the masses. This will affect defiance across the kingdom. It will raise trade, it will lower stability, and it will lower authority. B is only the church may use printing presses. This is a 40% faith challenge. Worth mentioning, this is in the Counts region, and they have the highest faith out of anybody at the moment. C is only the university may use printing presses. That is stability up, trade up, farming up, and authority down. And then forbid the use of printing presses altogether is a 35% authority challenge. No idea how that's going to go. I do happen to have the option of vetoing a choice, and I will be availing myself of it. So, hope you weren't too attached to A there, chat. B, C, or D? Choose wisely. I let you make my entire kingdom dance. You don't get free reign of the place. Excuse me. Let's see. Math-wise, I think there's still 2 votes outstanding. I'll give you all a couple more seconds. This is why discussing the vote before it goes to vote is dangerous. So it can be. All right, I believe that's decided. There's only 1 vote outstanding, so can't change this. Voting has closed. 6 nobles voted for only the university may use printing presses. Quail University will be proud to take stewardship of this marvelous new technology. Over the next few months, the university publishes countless educational texts, spreading knowledge that had once been confined to its own library. Stability is now steady. It proves an immense boon to trade and farming as the common folk learn advanced techniques for increasing crop and mining yields. Let's see. Everyone's trade is now opulent. Farming is bountiful. The East has a cornucopia. So, look, everybody benefits. Everybody wins. The kingdom flourishes. Are you not happy, stewards of the kingdom that you are? Unfortunately, Quill University also publishes a few histories of the kingdom that don't paint the monarchy in a flattering light. Oh, that hit authority pretty bad. Authority has dropped down to 3, which is now ineffective. No. All right, and so ends the summer of 966. Oh, it's auction time, folks. All right, if you missed this before, there are 6 options here for buildings that can be built across the kingdom. The top 2 that get voted on are the ones that will be built. The other ones, nothing happens. You basically have to bid using your personal wealth. The richest nobles are listed over here. I believe there's a command. I wish I could remember what it is. There should be a command for you to see on your own end. All right, so also I don't believe the factions themselves, like the factions represented here don't matter. Like the fortress and prison, I believe would be built in the Baron's land, but other factions can bid on these, and then whoever the highest bidder is the one who essentially controls it. Oh, it's the button? It's the button on the actual stream overlay? Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. All right, so option A is a fortress, which increases Baron's military. Option B is a prison that lowers the kingdom's stability. Option C is a grand bazaar, which increases the chief's trade. Option D is a theater, which lowers the kingdom's authority. Option E is a deer park, which lowers the count's farming. And F is an observatory that lowers the count's faith, which is interesting. Counts have an awful lot of farmland. I think they could donate some to a wildlife reserve. So I'll give you a few more seconds to do your scheming in chat, because I know these auctions are very, very important. We haven't started voting yet. Clearly, I need to pour myself a taller glass of wine. I want to see the moon. All right, chat, I am starting the auction. Yes, the command is up here. Use the command !fund. The first number, the first thing you put in is the letter, and the second one is the amount that you're bidding. So if you wanted to bid 500 gold for a fortress, you would put !fund A 500. Yeah. All right, chat, I am starting the auction in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. You have 1 minute to do your bidding, to do your worst. And keep in mind, if you are one of the 2 top buildings that you bid on, that will take your funds. Otherwise, you don't lose any funds. So be sure you are bidding something that you're actually willing to lose. Currently, F and E are in the lead. F has a commanding lead. Clearly. I don't think anybody's getting past F, but will the barons get their prison, or will something else subsume them? Oh, looks like now it's on the Grand Bazaar for the Chiefs. 15 seconds left, chat. F and C currently being funded. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. It looks like you get the observatory and the prison. Faith for the counts goes down. Kingdom stability goes down. And turbo broke. And so ends the season. Interesting, the counts funded both of those. What an interesting little tidbit. We've got finding a spouse, the deceased, and dancing fever. I hope these aren't related. Let's go ahead and find a spouse. I like the prison's reduced stability. Yeah, the designers of this game know what's going on. Your Majesty, is important that you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? I'm gonna go with any. All of the above. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. All right, let's see what this deceased stuff is all about. Yeah, I know, right? Double the fish in the sea. Hedging my bets. The elderly Chief Marjada, a cousin many times removed of Chief Satellite Sun, died in her sleep last night. Oh, Satellite Sun. Condolences. She was nearly 90, would you believe? I'm sorry, friend of yours? Not at all, Your Majesty. She was very wealthy, however. Do you prefer men or women? Yes, please. But she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Oh, God. Chief Marjada was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course, the estate should be mine. Oh, Satellite Sun. You're not starting from a very strong position here. Conti arcane tradition. My late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. Oh, well. Not sure how you can argue with that. By the old gods, that's a pitiful claim. Oh, Christ, here we go. All right, let me read this out for you, chat. All right, option A, give the estate to Chief Satellite Sun. Defiance shifts. Personal wealth of Satellite Sun, I assume, goes up by 1,500, and the royal treasury goes up by 250. B, give the estate to Conti Arcane Tradition. Same deal, Defiance shifts. Personal wealth of Arcane Tradition goes up 1,500. National Treasury goes up 250. C, redistribute the estate amongst the northern peasants. Defiance up, trade up. Or claim the estate for the treasury, Defiance up, and the kingdom gets a fat wad of cash. I'm crying the most, hence the money should go to me. This is a storyline that can lead to a spouse option from outside the noble houses. Ooh, cool. You know what I'm gonna vote for? All right, chat. I leave the voting to you. I will not I will not lower myself to such petty concerns. No monarch's choice, no veto. A letter once a year is all anyone can hope for, really. I mean, that's honestly better than some people get. And honestly, better than some people deserve, really. God damn, look at all the commies in chat. I am so proud of y'all. I am pleased with this result. Redistribute that wealth. Fuck the rich. Eat them. Nom 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 nom. Northern Eastern nobles watch in outrage as peasants occupy the estate and move into the manor house. Defiance is now insolent in the north. The east is now aloof. If you were in favor of this, you would have let us give the printing press to everyone. Look, I'm a very fickle lord, okay? Using the late chief's Marjada's money, the peasants set up a marketplace on our land. It turns out to be a huge success, with merchants flocking to the place in crowds. The North's trade is now a monopoly. Well then. You trust the situation is resolved. Turns out we're generally bad at role-playing monarchs. Oh god, the dancing fever. I see your academic bent. We have attained Disney. We have attained Disney levels of money. Excuse me. Dancing fever. Speaking of fever, it's getting warm in here. Baron Dave Thulu stands before you, hopping frantically from one foot to the other as he speaks. Oh, Dave, that's precious. Gotta dance. You got them happy feet. The plague, your majesty, it's spreading. Why, I think I've been affected myself. You think I should do something about it, I assume? You need to do something or we'll dance ourselves to death. This may look fun, but trust me, it's anything but. Alrighty then. Oh, God. Okay. All right, option A. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've gotten to that dry cough phase that's really, really unfortunate. Oh, God. All right, so. Option A, order the nobles to hide in their castles and wait it out. This will tank the kingdom's stability and authority and presumably tank the trade for the barons. Although, as we saw last time, it could affect trade across the kingdom. B is hire a wizard to sort it out. This will suck $2,000 out of the kingdom's treasury. Which I may note is only $2,650 at the moment. And then C is infect the nobility as a show of solidarity. Increases defiance, lowers stability. Oh my God. Once again, I step back. I don't like any of these options, so there's not much I can do about this. So the vote begins. Vote your conscience, vote your heart. Vote to fuck things up as hard as possible. C is just dancing COVID for everyone? Yeah, basically. Dancing plague is over, party. Singular Jazz, if you want to join in on the vote, you need to join the game first. You need to do !join, and then your pronouns if you want, and then you can vote. Don't worry, I'll leave it open until you get your say. Even though, I mean, this is a pretty commanding vote, but bandwagoning is the fun part, really. Maybe C would be better. Too late. Had a second thought about B, but oh well. C is funny, would help the march, but I kind of do want to see things cured. Well, assuming that this is a reliable wizard, we're gonna get to sort things out. Barons should be voting to reduce stability. C would be funny and low stability. The lure of draining his bank. I mean, that will definitely limit my options. So I mean, that's what we've gone with. Singular Jez, you can join at any time. I'm gonna move on from this since the vote is basically decided. But you're welcome to type in !join at any point. Y'all are gonna trust a wizard? Yeah, that's never bitten us in the ass before. 11 nobles voted for it. That is a commanding majority. Waiting for the wizard, you wonder if your foot tapping is impatience or infection. When she finally arrives, Pestia is clad in tightly wrapped black silks and wears a face mask that resembles the skull of a giant rodent. Her voice is dark and croaky. I like her already. Lamau, I got more money than the treasury. Oh shit, she's awesome. I heard you're having a plague problem, your majesty. Not just any plague, it's a dancing plague. That explains the bouncy watchman on the way in. I thought he was happy to see me. Not every day I get such a warm welcome, you can imagine. I am an expert in plagues and pestilence, but not of the dancing kind. You must know something that can help. You've hired me, so I will do what I can, but I make no promises. Oh God, did y'all just throw $2,000 in a pit? As Pestia leaves the throne room accompanied by a cloud of flies, you pray to the ninth god she'll find a cure soon. You may have just made this worse. Which I know y'all are cackling like thieves about right now. Yep, there it is, there it is. I see your impertinence in chat. Worse for someone. All right, when that Autumn 966 is concluded. Oh, it's tax season. Tax season. I love it. You can take a small tax from the kingdom's commoners or tax from the region's nobles. The latter will raise defiance and take personal wealth from nobles of that region. And here we have the always convenient list of the richest nobles. The chiefs strike a deal with a chain of lumber mills making 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200. I mean, y'all, not only are y'all the richest, but you just hit a windfall. Yeah, the chiefs getting taxed. We want to be equitable, right? We want to redistribute the wealth, don't we? Your defiance is going up, it is true. All right, we have an irksome legacy, an exotic plant, and eligible options. What have we? I found 3 potential matches for you, 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely, you'll be securing a powerful alliance. What if I don't want to marry any of them? That's a decision that can wait until after you've seen them, isn't it? Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. Yeah. Let's see the eligible candidates. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. This is Mag, firstborn daughter of the Northern Satellite Sun clan. She's your typical Northern lass, big, brawny, and honest. In the same way an axe to the face is honest. Spends most of her time ranging the mountaintops, hunting wolves and wyverns and other strange northern beasts. They say she's popular with the common folk up north, too. All right. I can see the appeal. Ooh, an erotic plant. This is Vostok, the eldest son of the Eastern Chaos Dynasty. That comes out really good. Forgive the snooty expression, I'm sure that's caused by an errant brushstroke. He had a laboratory installed in his castle and spends most of his time there conducting bizarre experiments. Half the East are in love with him, apparently, and the other half hate him. Intriguing. And finally, the March's offering. Maximilian, scion of the prestigious singular Jez bloodline. A timid fellow, not the kind that does well in the march, bless him. Perhaps the palace will suit him better. Like most of the barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow. He's also said to be obsessed with carving a place for himself in history. Sounds like a laugh. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. I have made my decision. Chat, I'm all about hunting strange and exotic beasts boldly. I'm all about axes to the face. And I'm all about not driving up the defiance of the most defiant region. So let's go with Mag of the North. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. All right, so we have not redistributed wealth this time, but rather redistributed defiance. You won't regret this. I will immediately regret this. I will regret any choice that I make here. All right, erotic plants. I love them. Count Loretto Spiso strides in the council chamber, brandishing a clay pot from which grows a long, leafy plant with floppy yellow flowers. I was expecting erect or turgid, houmstever. Our expert farmers have discovered a new kind of plant, Your Highness. Is it sexy? I thought you might like to name this exciting new discovery. It's obviously Planty McPlantface. Descriptive, I like it. This stuff grows wonderfully fast. It tastes horrible, but the farm animals don't mind. I suggest we grow it in the east as livestock feed. All right, well, I've lost 2 hits vote for the rest of the game. Or perhaps it would make a nice addition to the palace decor. Oh, Christ, now what? Jesus Christ. All right, option A, seize the Planty McPlantface crop from the counts and plant it in the palace. Defiance up, wealth up. Now, not treasury, wealth. So I think this may mean that the counts will be compensated. So the counts' defiance will go up, but they'll also get money for it, I think. B is cultivated in the east. This will raise the farming, presumably for the counts, but it may affect the entire kingdom, and lower defiance. Or C, ban the crop. It could be dangerous, which would end up raising defiance. You did see us. I know, it's just somebody said erotic plant, and I just thought it was too damn funny. Anyway, I'm wide open on this one. Vote your heart. I mean, realistically, once I learned that it wasn't an erotic plant, I just kind of lost all interest in it, so. This is another very interesting split vote, honestly. No real clear factional consensus. Just a large portion of each faction decided to go with C. I know, erotic plants, right? Somebody should email the devs. I'm starting to crash, waking up early to go to the office has killed my energy. Dude, I totally understand how you feel, yeah. I was dragging pretty hard until tonight's stream. The crop shall be banned. It could be dangerous. The counts are disappointed with the decision, start muttering about the monarch's unwillingness to embrace it. The council did that. I didn't have a hand in this. Anyway, your defiance is now insolent. You had a 6:30 meeting. That sucks, dude. Like, meetings that early should just straight up be illegal. The it grows a lot seems like a problem. I mean, I imagine that probably would have led to some pretty interesting storylines down the line. Like, it probably would have taken over the region or something. I know it could be dangerous. That's why I wanted it in the palace. Can't believe it's not erotic. Okay, irksome legacy. The High Inquisitor is here. Your Majesty, about the treasures of the late Chief Marjata, I heard there's a necklace of rubies amongst them. Where is the necklace now? This is of utmost importance. The peasants probably have it? They'll have no idea how dangerous it is. By the 9th! A frail monk in the 7th century wrote of a ruby necklace that drove those around it to sin. Sexy sin? I believe the late Chief Marjata had it in her collection. After all this time, it may have surfaced. She didn't sound very sinful. Arcane tradition mentioned their relative playing backgammon with her, did they not? Gambling is a sin. Okay, but it's not. Anyway, the necklace should be destroyed. It could be tested, but the holy reagents will be expensive. You call the council to discuss the situation. I knew all along that estate was a bad idea, so says Satellite Sun. Yes, as did I. A bad business, that's what I always said, says Arcane Tradition. They didn't actually say that at any point whatsoever. Such a shame that your majesty fell foul of this evil magic. Oh boy. Oh no, this is interesting. So option A is to hand it over to the Inquisition, which is a 0% faith challenge. Basically, A is instant failure. B ignores the High Inquisitor's concerns and is a 50% stability challenge. No idea what that actually does. C has the necklace tested for unholy influences, which will cost the kingdom 500 treasury, but will raise stability. Instant failure, you say? Again, I leave this one in your capable, knowledgeable hands, chat. I'm sure you will make the right decision. Of this, I have no doubt. Interesting. I wonder if I can vote from bed on my cell phone. Hopefully. Hopefully. I'm ignoring the evil rubies. F the church. Always a good decision. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Especially for someone who thinks backgammon is gambling. Yeah, dude, seriously, how backwards can you be? All right, I'd say that's a pretty commanding result. Can't wait to see what this does. Pretty consistent with my fuck the church attitude. Can't really go wrong. All right, we ignore the High Inquisitor's concerns. Fuck thee off. You dismiss the High Inquisitor and return to your duties. All right, stability challenge failed. Whatever that means. But word gets around somehow as wider rumors spread. The people cling to the church for safety. The High Inquisitor denies letting the story out. Faith increases. I lost my house to backgammon, you bastard. Now that's interesting. Some even say the necklaces possess the peasants, taking over the souls. Now everyone knows edge. Stability drops. All right, so you did get that. That wasn't listed in the results. Whenever there's a challenge, you don't know what the result will be until you get the result of the challenge. So yeah, faith went up, stability went down. And with that, it would appear that winter of 966 is behind us, chat. A charismatic general. All right. Meanwhile, in the march. While the monarch settles into the young reign, a general has risen in the march, the indomitable Baroness Eveme. Is it time? I'm eager to start my campaign. Not yet, General. We need the peasants to be truly living in fear for you to be their savior, says Baron Winkle. It won't be long now. The council will make sure the kingdom is drowning in chaos. Then we will make our move. The Baron's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. So you're still on step 1. Meanwhile, in the east, in a tiny village far to the east, 2 counts meet in a derelict tavern. No one dares even glance in their direction. I received a letter from the Archbishop today. His eyes are everywhere and he's more powerful than ever, says Conte Chaos 265 or 625. I can read numbers. We can't lose heart. Soon he'll bite off more than he can chew. The Count's aim is to lower their own faith to 4 or less. I feel like you probably haven't had a whole lot of good opportunities for this. Really just the auction, I guess? And then things just went wonky there. All right, by royal decree, we tweak the laws governing how the council votes. All right, what do I want? Anonymous voting, how nobles choose to vote is hidden from the monarch's view. Swing votes, after voting, nobles can change their minds and vote for a different option. Or stop the count. The timer is set to 15 seconds. The vote will automatically close once the timer is over. Huh. Interesting. I'm not going to pick stop the count just because of stream delay. But these are honestly 3 crazy chaos votes. Even just between anonymous voting and swing votes, this is pretty exciting. Swing vote is... Let's do swing vote. Swing vote sounds really funny. Swing vote sounds like a comedy of errors just waiting to happen. Or who knows, it might foster a new level of unity and cooperation amongst the people who want me dead. Oh shit, we got a royal wedding, an illicit trade, and Pestia returns. All right, let's go ahead and get the royal wedding out of the way. You know, before the whole dancing plague thing is resolved, because, I mean, that's obviously going to spice up the wedding. Though this is the worst implemented part of Deep Space Nine's story until the very end. Linkage between the prophet and religion in the story is fairly ham-handed for most of the seasons. Your wedding to Mag is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Mag at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. I pronounce you married in the eyes of the kingdom. Stability up, authority up, defiance down. After the wedding, of course, is a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Mag, delivers a short but heartfelt toast expressing a wish to get to know you better. By the time you find yourself alone with Mag, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. I miss the north. It's too warm down here, and people twist their words. They don't mean what they say. What do you mean? Everyone down here speaks in circles, insulting each other without really insulting each other. I don't know how you stand it. It's tough, but I have to do my duty. By Odd Hell's horn, I feel for you. I couldn't do it. After finishing the last of your wine, you head to your separate bedchambers. It seems your wife is happy to take her time getting to know you. I could live with that. Love her wearing an entire dead fox. That's a fit. It really seems like a free one for the king. Is there any way the wedding can fail? I don't know. I don't know, because those are the same options I was presented with last time. I have to assume, because chickening out of the wedding is like just an immediate negative impact. I have to assume that it must lead to some interesting storyline stuff after that. It does make me curious. All right, let's see what Pesty has to say. I mean, we paid a pretty penny for this lady. Your Majesty, I've returned. Just in time, I feel an urge to dance. I'm afraid it's far too late to contain the spread. It's clear that this was caused by an irresponsible use of magic, not by flea or rat. Still, there are a few options. I can inoculate your highness and household for a small fee, then you can wait out the rest of this plague in peace. What are my other options? I can also attempt to break the original spell. I discovered that it came from a monastery of all places, deep inside the march. It'll be difficult procedure, you understand, very risky. I will require further compensation. Excuse you? I literally don't have enough money. Okay, they don't let you vote on this, thankfully. All right, so pay Pesius, break the spell causing the plague. Would hit the treasury for 1,200, increase stability and increase trade. Order the barons to pay for Pesius procedure. Looks like it would hit each of the barons for 300 wealth, lower their trade, increase defiance, and increase stability. Have Pestia inoculate the royal household and be done with it. Lowers everything. Who is responsible for the original spell? This doesn't have... Let me see what this is. As I said, it came from a monastery. It's clearly an amateur play with magic. Nothing serious. Probably a nun who is jealous of her sisters. Imagine that, a dancing nun. Given that you can't see her face, you're not sure Pestia is expecting you to laugh at this or not. Well, considering two of these options are basically suicide. Barons, I'm sure you can find the money in your couch cushions or something. Pestia is quick to start a ritual, gathering many extravagantly expensive ingredients that look like they were fished out of a sewer. Some barons' wealth has decreased. Trade is now prosperous in the region, and the defiance is now aggrieved. The ceremony is a brief affair, but the stench it leaves in the palace is unbearable. You worry it may never go away. Oh no. The plague breaks overnight. People weep openly in the streets as the torment comes to an end. The whole kingdom celebrates with a day of rest, known from now on as the Day of Stillness. Stability is now steady. There's no dancing as part of the festivities, however, they've had enough of that. All right. And now we get to deal with an illicit trade. Make the poor poorer. King Audish, you really do take after your father. Oh yes, let me cry some crystalline tears for the poor nobles. I plant you banned, your majesty, the Planty McPlant face. It's such a fast-growing crop, and the flowers are so beautiful that people have started selling it on the black market. Well, here we go. They're smuggling it out of the east in bulk, and it threatens to disrupt the balance of trade across the kingdom. Now, this is interesting. All right. A, send soldiers to intercept the smugglers. This is a 60% military challenge. B, burn any Planty McPlant face to be found. Will increase farming. Probably increases farming for the counts. Could have further reaching effects. Who knows? Or C, legalize Planty McPlant face, but tax it heavily. This is a 70% stability challenge. Is the trade erotic? It doesn't sound very sexy to me, unfortunately, so. Fascinating options. I, once again, leave it to you, chat. You can risk it on the military, you can risk it on stability, or you can burn the poor things to the ground. Fire! Fire! Let's see. 11 respondents so far. We got time. We've got time. This one could still swing. If anyone else would like to say their piece. If not, I'll end this in a couple seconds. Vote B, swing B. How does swing voting working? Can I vote? Newhouser, you have to join first. Type exclamation point join. And a pronoun, if you so choose. Yeah, there's no swing voting going on right now. Just like Dr. Guess Who. But you can join up and you can... you want to pay attention to what faction you get shuffled into, because you might want to vote with your block. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. All right, we currently have 15 out of 18 nobles represented. All right, I'm going to close this in a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so it shall be. I'm surprised. I have to say, I'm kind of surprised that the counts didn't go for C. It's not necessarily going to be money in my coffers. It might be taxed from the east. It might be money into the counts' coffers. We'll never know now, of course. We have chosen to send soldiers to intercept the smugglers. Military challenge failed. The counts send their finest soldiers, but the smugglers are always one step ahead. At every hideout, the soldiers arrive to find it empty and meticulously cleaned of evidence. The wild goose chase lasts for weeks to no avail. Tons of Planty McPlantface continue to cross the border. Authority is down. Defiance in the east is insolent. Trade in the east is now dominant. Well, it's not quite a monopoly, but I suppose you can dominate something that way. I just want Audish's challenge to fail. Well, we have excellent stability and garbage authority. I love it. And so ends spring of 967. The legend of Oddhell's Horn. Northern sagas tell of Oddhell's Horn, once gifted to the mortals by the honey-blooded prince himself, then lost to the snows of time, never to be found again. Chiefs, brace yourselves. I believe there is a vote coming up for you. Until now. I have it. Oddheld has spoken, says Chief the Worst Elephant. Last night during the storm, I beseeched the drunken vessel himself, and lo, did lightning strike the earth far to the north. That is where we will find the horn. You mean, into the frozen wastes, says Chief Sacrificial Toast. Aye, have everyone muster their best warriors. We're headed to the domain of the ice giant. Everything the chiefs do has to do with the ice giants. For the next, oh, it's not voting. For the next stage of the Chiefs' scheme, they must raise their military to 5 or more in 2 seasons. All right, you're pretty comfortably there already. Man, I'm hot. That's the real takeaway from this game. Is your noble avatar hot? If so, you have succeeded. All right. The Chiefs are on phase 2 of their scheme. Barons and Counts still on phase 1. The Monarch currently has no heir. I imagine that will change. Maybe not that soon. Oh god. Oh god, the Golem. Oh shit, the Golem's back. I'm sorry, I gotta see what this is like right now. We've got Growing Unrest back from the hunt. But do y'all remember the Golem from the reign of Audish the First? Baron Newhouser C. A rogue Golem is crossing our territory over the Ashmeaden border, your majesty. This could be an exciting opportunity. What's so exciting about it? Please, my liege, this is our chance to figure out how this Golem magic works. We can even turn it against Ashmead. Your majesty, the barons would drown their own grandmothers to gain an advantage over Ashmead or over the chiefs and counts. Golems are an offense to the ninth god. They're dangerous. We should destroy it before it gets out of control. All right. I think this might be actually the same choice that was presented in our first reign, actually. Yeah, it's not a follow-up. It's the start of the same event chain. So hopefully your memory is pretty good as to how the last one turned out. All right, option A, use it as a source of labor, is a straight 50% roll. Add it to the Marcher Army is option B. That's a 60% chance. C is take it apart and figure out its secrets is a 70% trade challenge. And D is destroy it, which will increase defiance, faith, and stability. Well, I know y'all aren't going for D, so... Yes, vote for D if you want to help Audish. If you're just a huge fan of the monarchy. Everyone currently playing from the United Kingdom right now is just like, Anyway, we're starting the vote. No tampering. Go nuts. It's going to be A, B, or C, and I don't really remember what they do, so. If anybody votes D, I'll be your friend. Yeah, this isn't hard to figure out. Are you trying to drown me here? This is a pretty even vote. 14 in. We have 18 nobles total. Does anybody want to log a tie-breaking vote? Maybe it's you swing voting. I'd switch to be your friend. I'm saving swing voting for y'all to really screw with each other. Oh my god, you did a three-way tie. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's not... Who wants to break this tie? Surely there is somebody in chat right now who has not voted, who wants to set it. The absolute moment somebody else votes... I will close this. Otherwise, I don't think I get to decide D. I don't think. Spice, I love you. That's amazing. All right, I'm ending this vote. This is too stupid. I love democracy. Yeah, so I only get to choose from the tied options here, so. All right. Well, given our present options, I am going to go with the one that had the most crossing of the aisle to support it, and members of all three factions supported C, so I too will support C. We shall take it apart and figure out its secrets. The secrets of the golems have been a mystery for too long. I'll put our very best artisans to work figuring it out. Faith has dropped for the march. As they disassemble it, however, some kind of Ashmeaden safety measure gets tripped. The golem goes wild, killing dozens of artisans. Our trade challenge has failed. Trade has lowered. Whoopsie doodles. Then it goes on a rampage, pulling up farmland and massacring peasants across the march. Farming dropped by 2 in the march. Stability in the kingdom dropped by 1. Isn't that exciting? Oh, Manic, that was the absolute perfect time to post that. After many casualties, Marcher troopers are finally able to put it down. In the aftermath, you're left with nothing but clay shards and regret. The March's military has also been dealt a blow. So that pretty much sucked all the way around, except for that little part where it played into the plots of the Baron. Zzz. Anyway, back from the hunt. Audish 2, dearest. She calls me Audish 2, nobody else does. I have something for you. It's something I brought back from my latest hunt, a trophy. Mag takes you by the hand and leads you in the Great Hall, where a white sheet hangs from some statue that wasn't there before. When she pulls the sheet free and it falls to the floor, the taxidermy figure of a great brown bear is revealed, snarling in anger, as if ready to attack. Let's see. Fearsome, this will be perfect for instilling some fear into the nobles. Will raise authority. It's scaring off the servants. Get it out of here. This will make a fine gift for one of my nobles. I bet we can sell this for a decent amount. Well, obviously, we're gonna use it to scare the shit out of some people. The bear makes a fine addition to the council chambers. Your nobles give it nervous glances every time they enter the room. This is the bear, isn't it? This is the bear. Oh, that bear. All right, and growing unrest. I bet this is about Planty McPlantface. Count Le Retrospiso. That bear was named Manic Ascendant. Your Majesty, there's some troubling rumors going around in the East. The peasants are saying that banning Planty McPlantface was a tyrannical act. They really love that plant. Oh, Lord, here we go. Option A, arrange a tour for the monarch to show their kinder side, is a 70% stability challenge. B, the counts must pay a tithe, allowing these rumors to spread, is a 40% authority challenge. And C is to build a campaign warning about the dangers of Planty McPlantface. Increases stability at the cost of $800 of treasury funds. Goodness gracious. Just say no to Planty. I'm worried about having to pay money to Audish. I am really enjoying all these votes. I feel like I don't need to use any of my kingly tools. These all have very, very interesting effects. Had to deal with a stuck cat. What do we do with the golem? We tried to take it apart to study it. It went on a rampage, destroyed everything, tore up a bunch of the March's stats, and also lowered our stability a bit. So anyway, I am going to let y'all vote as you will, and then I'm going to go decongest real quick. So please, enjoy yourselves. All right, folks, what have we decided? All right, I'm not gonna read chat. Let's see, 14 have voted. Yeah, okay, that's probably long enough. Here we go. Voting has closed. A, arrange a tour for the monarch to show their kinder side. Oh, goodness. You tore across the east with parades, rose petals, and music following in your wake. Stability challenge succeeded. Defiance in the east has fallen to simply aloof. What kinder side? Oh, come now. It's a long few months of kissing babies, petting dogs, and giving extremely sincere compliments. By the end, your reputation is gleaming. Your transgressions are forgotten. Better still, you hear a little more about Planty McPlantface. All right, well, lucky for y'all, that didn't affect the kingdom's overall stability. It just lowered defiance for the counts. So not a total disaster for you plotting assholes. And so ends summer 967. Oh, it's auction time, folks. It is auction time. All right, options this time. A is a prison. It will lower stability by 1. B is a stadium. It will lower the Baron's military by 1, I think. C is a fortress. It will raise the chief's military by 1. D is a thieves guild. It will lower the chief's trade by 1. E is an observatory. It will lower the count's faith by 1. And F is a theater, which will lower the kingdom's authority by 1. Is there any good point to rebelling? Basically, rebelling is there when it seems clear that your faction doesn't really have a good path to seeing their schemes come to fruition. It's a more direct way to overthrow the kingdom if you're just having trouble keeping up. Like, I imagine if I have an heir and I get on towards my actual goal, and the barons, for example, are still stuck on the first stage of their plot, they will absolutely rebel. Like 100%. There's Lee Harvey McPeasant when you need him as magic pick for it. So I'll give you all another minute or so to plot and plan. And yes, I hide nothing from my people. My goal for the kingdom is maximized stability. I hope to be a peacekeeper in my time. I hope for a peaceful and prosperous kingdom. And if you're at odds with that, then God help your blackened soul. Sadly, rebelling seems okay for counts since it's hard to lower faith. Rebellion is for the nobles, with the Spymaster's option is for the monarch. Alternate path to victory. Wait, was the Spymaster path? So I won by Spymaster last time, right? Is that actually an alternate path? Because I thought it keyed off of my goal for a golden age. Though I guess if you think about it, digging up dirt on everyone in the kingdom so that everyone lives in eternal fear of you doesn't really count as a golden age when you think about it. So yeah, that tracks. Can you change increase your bid, or is it one and done? You can increase your bid. You can definitely increase your bid. So I have noticed a lot of these auctions, there'll be a whole lot of action at the very beginning, and then right at the very end, people like drop fat stacks on the thing they actually want. Faith got super low last time, although I don't remember why. Probably had something to do with the chiefs dealing with the ice giants and the counts trying to summon a literal ass demon. What do you guys want from Japan? What's up, Beth Kinda Sorta? How you doing? Good to see you. Are you heading to Japan? Are you taking a vacation soon? Oh, damn. Very nice. Where are you going to be going? Senpaki. Yes, I would like a small pink kawaii bento box. Tokyo, very nice, very nice. When we go to Japan every year, we fly into Tokyo. We stay there for a couple days. And then we head to Nagoya, which is where my wife's family is from. And we stay with them for like a week or week and a half. One of the cool things on those gacha machines. Those gacha machines are so much fun, honestly. There's a couple places. There's one in Nagoya that's it's just a giant room full of gacha machines. All kinds of crazy shit. Zoid's model kits, shipping is cray expensive. Umeboshi onigiri. Tokyo, the anagram lovers, Kyoto. Yeah, Pocky, you can get Pocky at like American grocery stores here in Los Angeles, but I imagine it's a lot harder to find in other parts of the country. Wouldn't going to Kansai be closer? I mean, there used to be direct flights from Los Angeles to Nagoya, but they canceled those. I guess there just wasn't enough interest in them. So we have to fly into Tokyo. Which isn't, and it's not entirely a bad thing because there's tons of shit to do in Tokyo. And I've never spent that much time in Tokyo. So. Anyway, I am going to start this auction very soon. So as exciting as Beth's trip to Japan is, and I'm certainly not trying to trample all over that, but I kind of do have a kingdom to run and plots to thwart, a throne to protect. So let's start up this auction in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Funding has begun. Usually fly in and out of Tokyo, but I do it for a day or two. Rather go through Kansai. Currently, the observatory and the fortress are leading, but not by much. 30 seconds left. This is really anybody's auction. What will it be? What will the vote end up being? Right now, we're looking at a loss of faith and an increase of the military. I feel like here in America, that would kind of go hand in hand, really. They'd both go up, is what I'm saying. 10 seconds remain. Now in E and A, the prison. Up, C and E. 3, 2, 1. Time has ended. Buildings funded are the fortress for the chiefs. Their military increases. Biggest contributor, sacrificial toast. And the counts have their observatory, which lowers their faith. Biggest contributor being arcane tradition. So shall it be. What do we have? All right. So we have 2 royal events and then a contentious sale. Let's do about your heir. Your marriage to Mag has grown strong and steady like an old castle wall. Though it began as a political arrangement, it's blossomed into something like love. It's high time you thought about an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. I mean, you're kind of coming to this like a year late or so. Something's still missing. You need an heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard or the youngest of your many cousins. My wife and I, we got this. We got this covered. The traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. Meanwhile, the long march north. Actually, let's take a break from from matters in the capital. Let's see what's going on with this contentious sale. Chief Arnild II. Your greatness, this is an outrage. Count Destin Beppis has tried to steal my... Oh God, not another bear. Oh, for Christ's sake, not another bear. Can we not do another bear? You've been a lot. How much do you realistically need if you spend reasonably? Use credit cards when you can. I'm converting 175 in cash. Let me get this vote going, and then I'll weigh in on that. I would never. Did you say bear? It's not her bear. I was about to buy this beast from an adventure in the Tatterlands when Chief Arnild II turned up shouting and raving about Skurinorn. And who is Skurinorn? The northern goddess of medicine and knowledge. The bear wears her mark upon her brow, clear as day. Tell me more about this bear. She's a magnificent specimen. She'll be a great addition to my menagerie. I suppose this is a matter for the council. Mark my words, if this bear is not brought to the north where she belongs, there'll be trouble. Well, this fucking sucks. All right, option A, if it's sacred, Chief Arnild II should have the bear. This will shift defiance, lower the personal wealth of, I assume, Arnild, and lower faith. B is finders keepers. Count Destin Beppis can have the bear. This will also shift defiance and lower the personal wealth. of Destin Beppis, or we can encourage a bidding war between the two nobles. Do you want swing votes? All right, fuck it. Let's do swing votes. After voting, you can change your mind and vote for a different option. So you may shift your votes as this proceeds. Now I shall begin the vote, and I shall talk to Beth, kind of, sorta. So Beth, one of the things to remember about Japan is that not quite as many places take credit cards as in the United States. It's definitely better than it used to be. Any big, like, established restaurant, chain places, convenience stores, department stores, stuff like that, they should they should take credit cards. But smaller places, little street side stands, like small traditional vendors, little izakayas and restaurants and stuff, they'll be cash only. You may have a tricky time withdrawing money. There are ATMs everywhere, but I don't know how the conversion rate or the fees are gonna go. For less than a month, I'm gonna say you'll probably need a couple $100. Probably more than you've got right now. Maybe like 200 or 300. And leave open the possibility that if you find some really cool stuff at like really small mom and pop shops, you may need to grab more money. I don't think there's a swing. I don't think there's a swing command. I think you just vote. I think you just vote again right now if you want. So. It swung. Anyway, chat. I'm going to close this vote in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so it ends! So it ends! Might get a little more at the airport. That'd probably be a safe thing to do. I mean, I also don't want to advise you to take too much money, because, you know, with cash, there's always the chance that you lose it. You're not really gonna have to worry about being robbed in Japan or anything like that. It's an extremely safe country. I would just worry about misplacing it, or losing luggage that has it in it, so. If it's sacred, Chief Aranild too should have the bear. Okay. I feel like this is probably the safest option here. The chiefs gratefully purchased the bear for an extortionate amount from the Tatterlands adventurer who can't believe her luck. Defiance is now cordial. Chief Aranild's wealth has decreased to a mere 250 coins. Naturally, the counts aren't too happy to have lost a potential zoo exhibit, but there's little they can do. Defiance is now grumbling. What's up, Atlas Thoth? It's good. I'm having an excellent night tonight, stewarding my kingdom on to greatness, while chat tries to fuck everything up. The bear turns out to be a fearsome creature with bright white fur and intent green eyes, and she's vast. Even on all fours, she stands taller than Wagon. Yes, describe the bear as vast. She's transported north slowly and carefully, sedated by special herbs and followed by a stream of worshipping villagers. Chief Aranild is delighted that Skurinorn's will has been done. The North's faith is now heathen. You heathens. All right, now we do the long march north. Found that debit cards tend to work in most major bank ATMs. If you look on the back of your card, there'll be squares that have the names of the various payment networks they're part of. That's good advice too. That's good advice too. Good evening, Your Majesty. Tell me, have you heard of Oddheld's horn? A northern legend, right? The horn of Oddheld, the horny Oddheld, is indeed a northern legend, a horn gifted to mortals before the Knight's triumph during the Cursed Age. Pagan superstitions, surely. Partly, the horn is likely the creation of one of the deposed gods. The chiefs have merely built up the myth as a way of understanding things beyond their understanding. But it is real. It's said to have the power to destroy any fortification with a single toot. The chiefs are searching for it in the frozen waste, having received a sign hinting its location. You mean where the ice giants live? Precisely. We'll need to stop them before they retrieve it, if at all possible. They've gathered a great host of warrior heroes for the journey to the wastes. We must act fast to have any hope in stopping them. You hastily assemble a council to deal with the chiefs' military buildup. The chiefs, predictably, deny everything. Would you deny us our right to protect ourselves from the ice giants? Pah! Says Chief, the worst elephant. All right, chat. This one's kind of a big deal. Option A is to forbid the northern armies from entering the frozen waste. This will increase their This will increase their defiance. It will decrease their military. It will also decrease the kingdom's authority. B is to ban all public mention of Odheld's horn. This will delay their scheme for 1 season, but it will not stop it. And C is to allow the chiefs to continue building up their forces, to do essentially nothing. What's up, Eva? You've been playing Dredge? Nice. I am going to be playing that this weekend. I am very, very excited about that. Now, the sensible kingly action here would be to issue a veto for C. However, in the spirit of open cooperation and compromise, I will allow each and every one of you to vote your conscience. But do keep in mind, you are voting directly upon a threat to the very fabric of this kingdom itself. Vote wisely, my friends. How interesting. How interesting indeed. I really should have saved the swing vote for this one, I think. I always should have saved for this one. Everyone who isn't chief should vote A. Oh my. Oh my. We currently have a tie. Ooh. Allowing the chiefs to continue building up their forces is pulling ahead. I believe it, reaching across the aisle. Oh, it's pulling ahead by quite a bit, in fact. How saucy. How exciting. But A is catching up. We currently have 19 nobles and 16 votes in. I believe there are still some voices here who could be heard. Someone could tie this back up if they so chose. However, this is a functioning kingdom. We must move forward. And so I cannot stay on this voting page forever. So chat, I issue you. Yeah, there's no swing vote this time. I blew it on the last vote for fun. Oh, it is tied! My God! Good Lord. All right then. In that case, we end the voting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and yes. And so it ends. I would not allow the Kansas City Chiefs to continue building up their forces. So I can break the tie by selecting one of these options. What is this? Oh, I can't actually see it from here. I don't actually know how much this is going to decrease their military by, but I have to try it, so we're going with A. We shall forbid the northern armies from entering the frozen wastes. You think a piece of paper will stop us? Ha! You don't know what a northern cheetah is made of. Their defiance rises by 2 to, frankly, a rather paltry 3. Although your decree discourages a few law-abiding northern warriors from joining the expedition, you cannot stop them by law alone. So yeah, that only dropped their military by 1, which still has them in rather safe territory. And the authority of the kingdom is now Ineffective. Well, I have done all I can here. And so Autumn 967 ends. All right, retrieving the horn in the north, unbeknownst to the rest of the kingdom, a great battle has just taken place. Naturally, the chiefs are celebrating the recent victory against the ice giants in the frozen waste by smashing steins together and singing battle songs all throughout the night. Did you see that giant's face when I cut him down? Poor blighter never felt a heated axe before. Ha ha, says Chief Worst Elephant. So much loot, never mind the horn. Look at all this gold. Oh, your wealth has increased. How about that? The party lasts long into the night. A few chiefs take turns drinking mead out of Oddheld's horn. Seems kind of scary if this thing can destroy ramparts and the like. I played the King of Dragon Pass. I have, Azathoth. We had an epic King of Dragon Pass stream a couple years ago. That was very, very, very fun. I suggest if anyone who wasn't around for that, go check it out on our YouTube channel. It's all archived there, and it was a fucking blast. Easily one of the best streams we've ever done to this day. As dawn breaks, they stumble into the main hall where Chief Selby has beckoned them. Quiet down, you louts. It's time to get serious. This horn has the power to collapse buildings, cause earthquakes, even destroy mountains. We must vote on how it will be used. All right. Chiefs, I think you're voting. So buttress your feelings. I don't know what else to say about things anymore. I just love the turn of phrase buttress your feelings so much. You might as well just buttress all the time. Why would you ever stop buttressing? There's so much buttressing that can be done. Anyway, you have 30 seconds. A, threaten to destroy the kingdom's food supplies. Goal, lower others' farming. Or B, sneak into the capital and collapse the palace onto the monarch's head. Lower authority. Okay, I think I know where you're going. I think I see where this is going. Yeah, buttress that. Okay, yeah. We know. We know. Six nobles voted for sneaking into the capital and collapse the palace on the monarch's head. You're gonna need more buttresses. A bit too sneaky for my liking, but it'll get the job done. So say you, Worst Elephant. Et tu, Sacrificial Toast. We'd best make sure the security is lax enough for us to sneak in. I'm sure we can convince the monarch to relax a few restrictions here and there. For the good of the realm, of course. The final stages of scheme, the chiefs... Woo! The chiefs must lower authority to 1 or less. So this is pretty interesting. Because not only does authority have to be rock bottom, that's going to open up the barons and counts to rebel as well. That's going to be something. Also, I ain't debating it. I'm taxing you assholes. End season. Oh boy. Damn, everyone has to support authority or rebel. Yeah. Yeah. All right, an old debt. Baron Singular Jez, how do you expect me to take this seriously, you crack-brained simpleton? Chief Loader High says, shut your daft mouth and give me what I'm owed, you honorless dog. What the seven hells is going on? This pimple-headed lackwit expects me to pay them a huge quantity of gold just because their great-great-grandfather beat my great-great-grandfather in a foot race. A debt is owed. A debt owed is a debt owed, is it not? Your greatness, I only recently discovered this debt while combing through my ancestors' journal. Honor dictates that Baron Singular Jez is liable for their ancestors' debt. By the 9th, this is ludicrous. I demand we put this to a vote. Gasp, I can't believe crack exists in this world. Okay, we can order Baron Singular Jez to pay their debt. Shifts defiance, probably lowers his wealth. Cancel the debt, it's too old to matter. Shifts defiance. Or order Baron Singular Jez to pay their debt plus 2 centuries of interest. My God. Defiance shifts, wealth shifts. All right, well, I am going to put the monarch's choice on canceling the debt, personally. I mean, it's such... It's ridiculous to even cast back so far to call up a debt that would give the chiefs money. Why would anybody worry about that? So, anyway, I'm going to let you vote on this. I am going to sneak off to the little king's room real quick, and I will be right back. Vote your hearts, people. Which is B. All right, my loyal court, where did we end? All right, I approve of this. Does everyone know that chiefs are bear thieves? Let it be known. Voting is closed. Been AFK for 10 minutes to take everybody's word this be. Cancel the debt, it's too old to matter. Grand, glad the council sees reason on this matter. The defiance of the barons is now insolent. A debt is a debt. Does nobody care about honor anymore? The North's defiance is now aggrieved, as if we didn't know that already from their prior actions. Crystal Pox sounds exciting. I thought it was an elaborate April Fool's joke. There really is a game called The Murder of Sonic. Oh, yeah. They released it for April Fool's Day, but it is a real game, and it actually looks kind of good. I did, of course, wash my hands. I am an obsessive hand washer. If anything, I wash my hands too much. Your Majesty, I bring bad news, says Chief Sacrificial Toast. An outbreak of Crystal Pox is ravaging the North. Did you catch it from the ice giants, maybe? Crystal Pox, what's that? Most terrible disease, Your Highness. It begins with a rash. It boils to slowly and painfully crystallize until the poor victim is sparkling like a diamond. Eventually, the sufferer becomes a crystalline statue, a painful, admittedly glamorous way to go. How many dead? Whole villages have succumbed. The disease is terribly virulent. All right, this is a bit more serious than the dancing plague, I think. Shine bright like a diamond. Your Majesty, if I may make a suggestion. Victims of crystal pox are only infectious at the boil stage. Once they are fully covered in crystals, they no longer spread the disease. Indeed, the pox crystals can be harvested and used in jewelry. If we allowed the pox to spread, we could make money in the North. By Morgana's cauldron, woman, that is heartless even for you. The only way to fight the pox is to close the roads and shut down all trade until the wave subsides. Is that what you want? For the North to lose money? Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot to take in, so hang on real quick. A is to purposely spread the crystal pox and harvest the gems. This will increase defiance. It will lower farming, it will lower military, it will lower faith, it will lower stability, and it will give the kingdom 3,500 gold. B is don't do anything one way or the other. This will lower farming, lower military, lower faith, lower stability, increase personal wealth of, I guess, the chiefs, since this is happening in their region, and increase their trade. Or C, quarantine the north to prevent further spread. This would lower their trade, change their personal wealth somehow, lower stability, and lower farming. So no matter what I want, no matter what happens, no matter what I want, stability's taking a hit here. Everything lowers stability. Yeah. Whatever, y'all vote for what you want. Woo! I'm the king. I make important decisions about things. This only lowers faith in the north. Honestly, we have no idea. All we know from this is what stats will be affected. We can't really be sure of how widespread the effect will be. Who even benefits from A? The audience. A is a choice for some who know the bear thieves are willing to make. Looks like it's A. If I have to guess, currently this vote is over. There's only one more person who can weigh in. They can't shift this. It looks to me like the logic here. I think the Barons are counting on the stability hit being bigger for A than for C. And that's I think is a logical supposition. I don't think all of these have equivalent stability hits. Like if you are a suit, like I can't see purposely spreading the crystal pox and quarantining the north having equivalent stability effects. Like that's insane. So I think the barons as a majority went for A because they're expecting a much bigger stability hit off of that one. I think the counts went for A probably just for the faith hit and the hope that it will spill over into their region. And probably also like a much more dramatic effect on the Chiefs in terms of stats. So I assume that's why people went that direction. This scheme for one region that involves getting the crown to sell, I forget what, something with the infrastructure turned over the region. If the treasury goes down far enough, the treasurer will sell them without bringing it to the monarch and the nobles. Interesting. Anyway, that's this one decided. Looks like we're all monsters now. This is not what I was hoping for. All right, this is an outrage. How many will die for your greed? How can the council condone this? Defiance is now enraged. The next day you deliver a speech declaring the crystal pox is actually a giant hoax, and anyone who believes it is a fool and probably a traitor. Sure enough, this causes the pox to spread like wildfire. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I think you were right. The North's faith can't go lower. Yeah, stability tanked to 4. Over the next few months, the Crystal Pox ravages not just the North, but the entire kingdom, with thousands of peasants falling victim. Farms like fallow, peasants turn away from a god that abandoned them. So yeah, farming tanked across the entire kingdom. Military tanked across the entire kingdom. Faith in the North couldn't go any lower. Faith did drop in the March. Faith dropped in the East, and the kingdom's stability dropped by 2. Yep, A was totally the Trump option. But on the bright side, you add a sparkling hoard to the treasury. In fact, all the nobles make a tidy profit, even chief sacrificial toast. So the kingdom's wealth is way up, and apparently so is everybody else's. So good job, assholes. Did you ever play a Genesis game called Brave Battle Saga? It made its way to Steam somehow. I don't believe I have, PM Collector Boy. I have had precious little experience with Sega games. Very, very little indeed. A prediction. Oh god, it's another Chiefs event. Your Majesty, excellent news from beyond the sky, says Chief Gillen. As your Highness knows, I'm an amateur astronomer. I've seen that a solar eclipse is on its way, visible from the north. We must encourage the kingdom to gather beneath the dark sun and experience this once-in-a-lifetime event. Excuse me. Draco's bones! No! An eclipse is a warning from the ninth god, a sign that a kingdom has fallen to shadow, says Count Destin Beppis. I love that name, by the way. It just rolls off the tongue. All the nobles start talking at once. Some are excited, some horrified, but all are very loud. All right, what do we got? A, focus on holy protection against this eclipse. Makes faith go up and defiance go down. B, encourage visitors to the north to witness the event. Defiance goes up and trade goes up. C is these sun-obsessed fools should focus on their land, not the sky. Defiance goes up and farming goes up. Well, I'm sure the Chiefs would just love to have even more defiance. Anyway, chat, open season, go nuts. These stats probably directly affect the Chiefs. I think I see the logic here. All right, I mean, that's pretty commanding majority. I think we can roll on. Voting is closed. 11 nobles voted for these sun-obsessed fools should focus on their land, not the sky. Some of the chiefs grumble the council is taking the impending solar event seriously, but even the grumpiest have to admit that concentrating on their terrestrial assets yields a decent bounty. Defiance is now vengeful. Farming is now fruitful. That pox nonsense sounded like a Ravenloft disease. All right. Excuse me. And it would appear that does it for winter of 967. So ends the season. Back in the March, Baron R.V. Winkle says, General, fantastic news. We're ready to move forwards with the plan. And it only cost us a few thousand crystal-infected people. The kingdom is in such a state that commoners are begging for someone to save them. All we need is a suitable boogeyman to get them really riled up. The Ashmedan Empire will do, I should think. Or all those poor people that you killed with the Crystal Plague. After all, they've always coveted our lands, especially in the Marsh, and how would our dear monarch stop them with the kingdom in such a state? Good thinking, General. While your campaign warns the Ashmedan threat and proposes a march or defense, we'll build an army to back your words. For the next stage of the Baron's scheme, they must have the highest... Interesting. They must have the highest military in 3 seasons. And apparently a tie counts. How interesting. Oh. The monarch can mark the preferred voting option if chosen. They gain +1 authority. Second one is more chaos, but I'm going to take Iron Choice. I'm going to replace Monarch's Choice. Perhaps I will, Eva. Perhaps I will. All right, Defiance is too high in one or more regions considering Rebellion. Rebellion will stop a region from advancing their scheme and they can't be taxed or take part in normal votes. So the Chiefs are on the verge of rebellion. I can't imagine why. Really just can't imagine why. Yeah, it has to be above both stability and authority. Oh, look, a pox in the oh my god. A pox in the capital and a hungry bear. Everything is happening in the Chiefs region right now. Pox in the capital, you say? Your Majesty, the crystal pox has spread from the north to the capital itself. Hundreds of our citizens have succumbed. Our streets are covered in the glittering statues of the afflicted. But that's just 8 stability. That's funny. How did this happen? Well, Your Majesty, a swift quarantine of the north may have prevented this, but the council declined to take action. It's not me, chat. It's the Chancellor. I mean, you can't really argue with the Chancellor. When they're right, they're right. In any case, a rumor is spread among the peasants. They believe the only cure for the crystal pox is the monarch's touch. Well, what exactly do they mean by that? Exactly what it sounds like. You're laying hands upon one of the infected and, I don't know, blasting them with your royal healing powers. But I don't have royal healing powers. We both know that, but the common folk have always been superstitious about the hidden magics of the monarch. If you don't heal a few of them, they may storm the palace just to get their hands on you, or rather, your hands on them. Maybe they're right. What if I can actually help? Crystal Pox has no cure, Your Majesty. Only the 9th god can help them now. I suggest we look to the council for guidance. Interesting. All right, A is the monarch should lay hands upon a token few of the infected. That's a 95% chance of something. B is the monarch should lay hands upon as many of the infected as possible. That's a 55% stability chance. Triple the security around the palace until this all blows over. That lowers treasury and stability. Or let the crystal pox just run its course. That lowers authority, stability, and raises the treasury. You can get more money. You love money. Plague is false tidings caused by frost giant space magic missiles. Well, let's see. I'm going to give myself a little breathing room here at least. And I'm going to take out the one just completely bad option, which is C. If y'all really want to do D and give me even more money, which could come into play later, feel free. I get the feeling y'all are probably gonna go for A or B though. Get it on! What shall the vote be? I'm fine with you drowning in coins. We didn't do this, the North did this. It's a pretty split decision. I love it when you see somebody vote and you know exactly what they were thinking in their vote. Like, Eva's vote is the most obvious thing in the world. Like, please touch as many as many infected people as you can, so you just fucking die. Thanks, buddy. All right. I mean, that's a pretty commanding lead for A. I'm pretty sure A's got it at this point. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that can be overcome. Voting has, in fact, closed. 10 nobles voted for the monarch should lay hands upon a token few of the infected. Wouldn't it be amazing if it failed? Okay, it succeeded. The Palace Watch brings a small number of carefully vetted peasants into the palace. Each of them has a solid character reference and appropriately tragic backstory. Orphans, widows, etc. I do not have an heir yet, no. Thank ye kindly for this, your majesty. They're pitiable to behold, each encrusted with oozing boils and crystalline growths. You pass down the line, touching them solemnly on the forehead, and they're ushered out of the palace. I think the 95% challenge was just to see if I die from doing this or not, honestly. Because they say there's no cure for this thing. And a 95% chance is kind of absurd. So I think it was just to see if I die. Turns out you can't really cure it. The crystal pox continues to ravage the capital. But the legend of your personal intervention spreads far and wide. Soon half the kingdom believes in your healing touch. Authority is now dubious. When the pox finally passes, gemstones litter the streets, but the people are too busy mourning to pick them up. The treasurer has her servants collect them under cover of darkness. I got 1,000 coins anyway. Fucking incredible. All right, this fucking bear. This fucking bear. All right, Arenilde 2. Our wondrous bear is thriving in the north, your greatness, just as Skurinorn would wish. Okay, well, thank God for that. At least something's working. The god speakers have gained visions of new herbs and medicines ever since you arrived. The gods are good. The north has maxed out their trade. It literally can't go higher. Okay. Time for the real questions. Is she adorable and fluffy? She's an avatar of one of our most powerful deities, your greatness. But yes, she's very fluffy. The only thing is she's eating a lot. Our hunters have to push into the frozen waste to find enough food to go around. Farming is dropped. Having second thoughts, are you? Comes in Count Destin Beppis. Perhaps the bear would do better in a nice cozy menagerie. Oh, Lord, now what? Jesus Christ. A is demand that the other nobles donate their crops. Shifts farming, shifts defiance, lowers stability. B is import fine meats for the beast. Lowers the treasury, increases farming, lowers defiance. C is leave the chiefs to feed their own bear. This is a 45% farming chance. And D is transfer ownership of the bear to Count Destin Beppis, which lowers stability and shifts defiance. I didn't. Well, Destin Beppis says they didn't want it anyway. See, you wanted it, you got it. I'd say A or D. The treasury is flush at our expense. I'm gonna let y'all swing vote on this one. Go absolutely bear wild. Buck bear? Oh, this cough is so annoying. Ah. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Bit of a groundswell of support for D, as it turns out. Quite a split vote. Oh, making use of that swing vote, are we? All right, chat, I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds. If you want to change your vote, if you want to shift things around, you still can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You ended a tie. So I actually considered, chat. I actually considered using the iron choice on D. So if you people actually went this way and tried to lower our stability, that you would have to give me authority in return. But since it went to a tie, I can just go with B. We shall import fine meats for the beast. Fine fish from Saul, venison for the Tatterlands, even some ash meat and beef. It all arrives in the north to help the chiefs support their sacred bear. She eats remarkably well and grows sleeker and happier by the day. As do the chiefs, who take the choicest cuts of meat and ripest vegetables for themselves. Look at that farming. My God, they're catching up to the counts on farming. Defiance is now down to furious. Why does this always happen to me? It just wasn't meant to be. Oh, it looks like you fuckers are gonna rebel anyway. If Defiance is above authority and stability, they'll start the rebellion next season. A magical request. All right, Gillen, what does your traitorous ass want? A wizard calling himself Scrampton keeps sending these dreadful letters. They smell of rotting fish and dissolve into seawater as soon as they're read. He demands access to the north on the day of the eclipse. He will use the power of the darkened sun for some special magic. The wizards are trouble. What do we got? Pay the chiefs to host Scrampton. Lowers the treasury by 800. Increases the chiefs' wealth by 750. And lowers their defiance. B is let Scrampton do whatever he wants, which is a 30% stability challenge. And C is force Scrampton to pay for the privilege of using the eclipse's power, which is a 30% authority challenge. Well, let's see here. Best not to anger the wizard would be. Chiefs don't need yet more money. Excuse me. You lower defiance, chiefs can't rebel. If you raise authority with iron choice. The risk of sabotaging myself, I might put iron choice on. I was considering that. Because it would safeguard authority. I think the real question is... do the barons and the counts want the chiefs to rebel? I have no idea what the counts want. But the barons are proceeding with their scheme. A chief's rebellion would throw that into disarray. I do want the chiefs to rebel. I wanted the bear. I tell you what, we're gonna see where loyalties lie. We're gonna put the cards on the table. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put Iron Choice on A. And here's the deal, folks. If you want to shut the Chiefs down, both in their rebellion and their scheme, you go with A. Otherwise, who knows? Who knows what happens? And with this, I bid you a fond and fair vote. RE4 Remake sold 3 million copies in 2 days in PC version at 168,000 peak players on Steam. That's pretty huge. That is in fact quite huge. Not quite Pokemon. Well, what is Pokemon numbers other than Pokemon, though? Seems like the Chiefs and the Counts just want chaos, huh? Which is ironic because the one person who is named Chaos didn't vote for Chaos, so funny that. B would have been a better choice, since C succeeding would probably increase authority. Well, we're gonna find out what C is actually going to do, because the 30% challenge, it's probably going to tank it, but you never know. I mean, I did pass, the last game I passed a 40% challenge to win the game, so consistently inconsistent. Do live up to your name in that sense. All right, we move on. So be it. The people have spoken. So it shall be. Voting is closed. Scrampton shall be forced to pay for the privilege of using the Eclipse's power. You send a stern letter. Okay, that failed. You send a stern letter to Scrampton demanding he pay his dues. You hear nothing. The Chiefs hear nothing. Some peasants report the faint crash of waves at the edge of the hearing. But that couldn't be related, could it? Meanwhile, the eclipse approaches. Oh, this has no immediate impact. Oh boy. Those are the exciting ones. All right, so ends spring 968. Your Majesty, the upstarts are saying there. All right. So the Barons are on stage 2. The Chiefs are on stage 3 and fucking rebelled anyway. And then the Counts are on stage 1. The Chiefs of the North are currently rebelling. Kingdom is in rebellion. The first side to earn 5 victory points will win. The victory points are earned through events. If rebels are victorious, the monarch is overthrown. So at this point, it's the Chiefs versus the Barons and the Counts. At present. All right, well, we've got your heir. Let's start with that. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed to... Council hall is filled with nervous silence. My child. The assembled nobles break out into polite applause. By designating an heir, you cemented the stability of the kingdom. My liege may be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your child. What is their name? Audish the Third. Huzzah, my liege. I'm sure little Audish the Third will grow up to be a chip off the old block. All right, so that actually took rebellion off the table for the other two factions. And yes, if you are in rebellion, you do not get a voice in votes because you've rebelled against the kingdom. You naughty, naughty little sausages. Speaking of rebellion, At long last, the chiefs have reached their boiling point. You're confronted in your throne room by Chief the Worst Elephant. His tattoos seem to shift in the light of the braziers. The chiefs of the north... Oh, well, there goes authority and stability, so fuck it. The chiefs of the north will rip that false crown from your head and stomp it in the mud. We'll be fighting for glory, for honor, and for Selby, the true monarch. It's a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other, we'll be on the battlefield. Do I want to eat stability or authority? We're gonna eat authority. One day I'll see your head on the pike. We have many heads on spikes before this war is over. Mine will not be among them. Defiance is now treasonous. Chief the Worst Elephant strives from your throne room without looking back. No hat option, coward. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, your majesty. What are our chances against the rebels? The chiefs are formidable, but not undefeatable. I hope they don't persuade any other regions to join the rebellion. That would be disastrous. If things get this bad, the leader of the rebellion is Chief Aranil II. As a reason for the uprising, she's citing your past transgressions. Mainly that time you deliberately spread the crystal pox. Oh, that's funny. Urge to murder rising. Yes, your majesty, hold on to that feeling. You'll need it. This is it, civil war? That's right, your majesty. The kingdom is divided. There will be a lot of death and suffering before all of this is over. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Rebellion wins if either authority or stability reaches 0, as well as 5 victory points. All right, and opening strike. Chief Aranil II. Too long have those bastards in the Crownlands held us down. Too long have they called us heathens and mocked our way of life. Aye, satellite son. I'm disappointed in you. Now it's time to take up our axes and fight back. Morgana is with us. We'll burn the churches and string up their lying priests. Aye! Now I ask you brave chiefs of the free north, where will we strike first? We launch a preemptive strike against the counts to... Oh. We could launch a preemptive strike against the counts to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the barons may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the monarch's authority is low. Or finally, we can send off an assassin to nip this in the bud. Dishonorable, of course, but convenient. Hey, chiefs. What do you want to do? You can launch a preemptive strike on the counts, an 80% military challenge. You can call upon the barons to join your cause, a 70% defiance challenge. Or you can send an assassin after widow old me, and it'll only cost you 750 wealth. Stop. Get some help. Yeah, this is a Chiefs only vote. Well, damn. Barons are great. They're so cool. Barons, more like BFF friends. Probably should have worked out that one a little more. Okay, that's basically unanimous. Congratulations. Voting's closed. 5 noes voted for calling upon the barons to join our cause. And Defiance challenge has succeeded. The chiefs smuggle a secret message to the barons. Fearsome barons of the march, too long have you suffered under the yoke of the monarch's tyranny. This kingdom's gone soft. We need your help to put things right. Baron Eva to souls. She speaks truly. Why did we never think of things this way? The barons are emboldened by the call to rebellion. Of course, they can only act if their defiance is high enough, which, yeah, it is. No, you get the choice. You can join the rebellion if you want. You were not automatically sucked into it. But I don't think you have the option right now, at least. I'm glad it chose me to basically tell Audish to screw himself. Alright, and that is the end of Summer 968. Oh, fuck, it's an auction. And look! Look at the barons flush with cash all of a sudden. Alrighty, so option A is a fortress, which will increase military, which all of a sudden is way more relevant than ever. B is a prison, will lower the kingdom's stability. C is a deer park, will lower farming for, I believe, the chiefs. Thieves Guild. D will lower trade, probably, for the chiefs. Counts can have an observatory, which will lower their faith, or they could have a stadium, which will lower their military. I don't know why. I don't know why the counts would lower their military at this particular juncture, but Can't see how much money you have. There should be an icon like right on the screen somewhere that you can click on that'll give you a readout of where you're at. You're not one of the richest nobles. Never worked for you in previous streams? I wonder if the noble list would pop that up. Ah, here we go. Here are your coin totals. Arcane, you have 500. You must have bought something. If you don't see an icon, click the other icon in the middle right, then manage access. Good advice. Good advice. Am I winning yet? What are where are you? Which library man? You are part of the Barons. The Barons are mid-scheme right now, but the Chiefs have thrown everything to disarray. Not only were the Chiefs the furthest along in their scheming, but they decided to openly rebel. And the Counts are just kind of, I don't know, hanging out. Chilling like villains. Anyway, we need to get on with this vote. So do your plotting, do your planning. Decide what you need. If you need to raise your stats, if you need to lower somebody else's stats. If you just want chaos, destruction. Anyway, auction is starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get it on. You have 60 seconds to decide what shall be built in the kingdom. Looks like right now we got a fortress and observatory going. Some modest totals for each. They just flipped around, in fact. Still fortress and observatory. But now the observatory has taken the lead. Coming up on 30 seconds remaining to vote. A lot of potential money floating around here. Flip back right. Oh, now it's A and F. Fortress and stadium. Fascinating. Fascinating. 20 seconds remain. This could be an important vote, folks. An important auction. This could change the landscape forever. A does have a commanding lead. 10 seconds remain. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. That is ball game. Looks like we got a fortress, which raises the military of the chiefs. Or, I'm sorry, the barons, who now have the largest military in the land, and the counts, who have lowered their faith even further. Let's view the rebellion report. Nothing has happened. Cool. I love it. So now the barons have the option to rebel if they so choose. Faithless fucks. All right, mustering an army, Avatar of Skirnorn, and oh, that fucking bear. That's the bear again. Yeah, I assume events like mustering an army and Avatar of Skirnorn are going to increase the Chiefs' victory points. Because all of the events are either for them or the kingdom as a whole now. Let's start with the fucking bear. I gotta know. The bear in the north has become a rallying point for the chiefs and their troops. They claim she is a sign that Skirnorn, their god of wisdom, is watching them. Chief Arenil, too, has even been seen riding her into battle. With one swipe of her claws, she can fell a horse, and her jaws can crush a shoulders, a fighty man's headpiece. Their military now matches that of the barons once again. She's a terrifying creature to face. If I remember correctly, the barons need to maintain a military lead If the chiefs pull ahead, the barons lose out on their scheme. She's a terrifying creature to face in battle. Our troops' morale drops by the day. That was it. That was it. We got to see the chiefs have more military. A great battle. Vast armies darken the landscape like the shadows of clouds. Flags are flying. Drums are pounding in rhythm with the marching of boots. The kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least that's what you imagine. Most of your time is spent in the safety of your palace, poring over a giant map with your marshal. Your Majesty, the army of the north is advancing on the capital, led by the treacherous cur Chief Aranil II. I received word from the commander of our loyalist forces in the march. If they march now, they'll intercept the chiefs in a matter of days. Alternatively, they could join forces with the army of the east. It's risky, but together they have a higher chance of defeating the accursed chiefs. What are your orders, Your Majesty? Heavy is the paper crown upon the king's head. Is it Baron? I say head on. Wait a minute. Nice try, Gillen, you fuck. You deceitful fuck. That was a good try. I'll give you points for that, certainly. All right. The barons and counts should join forces. Very well, Your Majesty. I'll relay your orders to Baron Newhouser C, the commander in the field. Hopefully they do as they're told. God knows treachery can thrive on the battlefield. We have our orders, but should we follow them? Barons! What say you? A is defy orders and send the Marcher army to fight the rebels. B is follow orders and link up with the counts. Or C is to hang back and let the rebels march on the capital without challenge. I'm very interested to see what you do here. What faction's 2-hit counts? Right there. It's actually pretty important to keep track of who is who in these negotiations. All right, that's basically unanimous. Thank you, Barons. Much appreciated. Follow orders, link up with counts. The whole city holds its breath. You stew in your palace, waiting for your marshal's return. Finally, she arrives at your throne room looking perfectly composed. Your Majesty has ordered the barons have turned their army around to link up with the counts. All according to plan. Indeed, Your Majesty, let's hope this plan is sound. It'll all come down to the next battle, Your Majesty. The fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. We will prevail. We shall prevail. That's the spirit. Now I really must be going. I have a lot to take care of. Over the next few weeks, it becomes clear the Marcher's army retreat has given the chiefs free rein to pillage and plunder the march. The rampaging northern troops descend on farms like locusts, taking everything to feed thousands of hungry soldiers. Farming the march has dropped to barren. I mean, to be fair, your farming was suffering pretty badly to begin with. Meanwhile, shops, churches, and manors are plundered and the stolen loot shipped back to the north. Damn. Trade in the march was obliterated. I was wondering what the delay would cause. There you go. But while the march suffers, the Marcher forces successfully link up with the counts. Now the joint army of the barons and the counts rush to meet the chiefs in open warfare, and the winner will either end your reign or preserve it. Interesting. Mustering an army. Along the northern border, countless horns are blowing, axes are sharp, and the chiefs of the north have united their warrior clans under one banner. What are we waiting for? It's time we marched on the capital and brought Valtor's flail down upon the accursed crownlands, says Sacrificial Toast. I hear you, but we are still mustering our forces, my friend. When we strike, we must strike with all our might. And on that subject, I've considered several proposals to further bolster our army for the trials ahead. Chiefs. Will you A, hire mercenaries from the Ashmedan Empire, military up, trade down? B, conscript a mask of peasant levies, military up, farming down. C is not an option. Or is D, the existing northern army will be enough? Your faith is way the fuck too low for C. All right, it seems like that one's pretty much unanimous. Hire mercenaries from the Ashmedan Empire. It's dishonorable to hire warriors from Ashmead to fight our place. That is not the northern way, says Sacrificial Toast. Military is now terrifying at 9. Trade is now opulent at 8. They will not be fighting for us, my friend. They'll be fighting alongside us. Completely different thing. When the Ashmedan mercenaries arrive in the north, it becomes apparent how different the customs are from the locals. They pray to Kal Devaga, the machine god, in an attempt to remind him that the world exists. They claim their swords are alive and will grow angry if sheathed for too long. They bathe every single day. But they're perfectly capable of enacting hideous violence in exchange for money, and that's all the chiefs need them for. All right, and so ends the season of autumn, 968. In the Grand Hall of Baron R.V. Winkle's castle. Okay, I have to switch out my earbuds because I can't hear anything. There we go. Can I still fit the crown atop? Oh yeah, sure, it's no problem. This crown fits really well. The Grand Hall of Baron R.V. Winkle's castle, a number of figures are hunched around the hearth, plotting away. Crowds have been thinking out of my rallies. What happened? Shortages of money and manpower throughout the military are making you look weak, General. It's difficult with the war and all. We're trying our best to plug the gaps, though. Best be quick about it. My speeches can only carry us so far. The Baron's aim is to have the highest military. All right, well, we'll go with a common tax this season. Unity is important at this phase. So nothing has moved here. We shall end the season. We have... Oh, Christ. Sickness spreads. Revenge of a wizard. The final battle. I'm wondering if I should resolve these other events first or not. Sickness spreads does not sound good, and it doesn't sound like it's going to improve the situation in the march. Revenge of a wizard. It's not Pestia, is it? Oh, the Eclipse Angered Wizard. Yeah, let's see what Revenge of the Wizard is, and then we'll reevaluate. In the capital, solar eclipse does little except make the day a little gray, but the north is a different story. Word has it that Scrampton stood beneath the dark sun, and when he stretched out his arms, he was engulfed in a tornado of salt water, but just stood there and laughed. Oh, thank God. A vast ocean wave washed over the land, swamping whole towns. Some say the water was poisoned too and killed those who were caught in it. The North's trade, farming, and military has fallen. Peasants prayed to Oddheld and Morgana for it to be over, and eventually left. Their faith can't go any lower. He hasn't been seen since. A good thing at this point. You don't want to come face to face with an angry wizard. On the plus side, it certainly hampered the rebels' efforts. Loyalists gain a victory point. Huzzah! All right, I'm gonna skip over sickness spreads for now because that really just sounds bad. Let's do the final battle. A month ago, battle was averted, but that battle cannot be postponed forever. The barons and counts are all that stand between the chiefs and the capital. A final battle deciding the fate of the kingdom. I'll send word to the counts this time to strike. We can only hope they listen to our orders, your majesty. Hey, counts! You have two options. A, send the joint forces of the counts and barons to fight the rebels, a 60% military challenge. Or you can hang back and let the chiefs march on the capital without a challenge. Raising your defiance, lowering authority, basically selling out the barons. You can fight in the final battle, or you can just let the chiefs walk all over you. What an honor to let ourselves lose. All right, well, I'm glad we saw some reason here. I stand against the bear thieves. Let's see what happens. All right, the joint forces of the counts and barons fight the rebels. Well, you fought the good fight, and that's what counts. When she finally returns, it's not in the manner that you'd hope. She'd carry in your throne room on a stretcher, coughing weakly. Her torso is covered in blood-soaked bandages. Ninth above, what happened to you? It's nothing, just let me make my report. We caught the chiefs in a classic pincer movement. The counts attack from one side and the barons charge in from the other. But the chiefs had occupied a highly defensible hilltop. In my arrogance, I thought our combined forces were enough. I mean, mathematically they are. They prepared a few surprises of their own. Hidden archers, burning oil, a feigned retreat that suddenly turned back around and hit us where it hurt. They pulled out all the stops. It was a slaughter. All I remember is blood and screams. So much death. Well... They found me. I was under a pile of corpses with 6 arrows in me. They say it's a miracle I survived it all. How could this happen? I'm truly sorry that I failed you. We want to see the year's end has build up fortifications, stockpile food, train up a citizens militia. Chiefs will be camped outside the city walls in a matter of weeks. It's time to pray to the Ninth, your majesty, because apart from him, we're on our own. Well, okay. I'm gonna level with you. Not an ideal outcome. You know, I think we'd all agree that probably could have gone better. But you know, there's always hope. There's always a chance. Audish himself has been kicking our ass. All right, sickness spreads. Your Majesty, a terrible sickness is spreading among my troops in the march. Thought we had 60. I mean, 60% is. I've won rolls on 60%, so the odds were in your favor, certainly. What kind of sickness? We've done a lot of digging, a lot of latrines, and a lot of graves. What can we do about it? We let the disease run its course. We'll have lost a lot of soldiers we can't afford to lose, but I'm not sure how much we can do. Perhaps the council can see a way forward. Oof. Game is mostly RNG for voting from fun is the right choice. Yeah, hopefully nobody in chat is taking this too seriously. I mean, it's a party game. It's a party game where chaos reigns supreme. Option A, send medical doctors from Quail University. This will drain the treasure of 900 coins. B is hire a wizard to cure the marcher troops with magic. C is to quarantine the disease and order the healthy to leave them behind, which is an authority challenge. It probably won't go great. And D is do nothing to stop the spreading of the sickness, defiance up, military down. I don't think anybody wants that. Waiting for authority to go down to 1 is really boring compared to just rebelling and activating a bunch of crazy events. Very true. Very true. And you get this nickname for nothing. I feel like if B worked, it would cost money. Probably A. A is boring, OG. Need a miracle at this point, so B. I concur with B. I think B is the right way to go. So vote, people. Vote, barons. Vote, counts. Chiefs, nobody cares what you think. Believe A hides a dice roll, may be wrong. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with A or B, personally. We need a military. We need some kind of solution. I wouldn't have rebelled if you weren't all monsters. Uh-oh. Looks like the chaos vote is gaining momentum. Counts love the D. All right, gang, last chance. If there are any other votes hiding in the wings, now is your chance. 10, 9. I gotta go with 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You're just 2. All right, so be it. We have voted for Doom. Here's a great idea. Let's do nothing. By the 9th, how could the council be so blind? We have to do something. But nothing is done. The sickness blazes through the marcher troops like a forest fire. By the time it's done, the dead outnumber the living. The rebels straight up gained a victory point off of that. Well, that's not looking too hot, is it? For God's sake, Jim, a vampire, not a doctor. Yep, I think we can see that coming. Well, when the council fails, it fails hard. And so the terribly eventful winter of 968 ends. Well, I'm not going to take anonymous voting because I want y'all to see what each other does, so we'll just leave it there. Rebellion report. Well, that looks great. That looks just peachy. More treachery. just heaps and heaps and heaps of treachery. You know what? Let's see more treachery. Let's see the treachery happen. Dire news, Your Majesty. Marcher army arrived outside the city walls. Instead of attacking the besiegers, they joined forces with them. Yeah, all 2 of them. Now, both the barons and the chiefs trying to kick down our front door. Have they turned against us? Afraid so. Barons have formally joined the rebellion, declaring you a tyrant. As reason for the uprising, they're citing your past transgressions, mainly that time they voted for the Crystal Pox. I won't lie, Your Majesty, the odds are stacked against us now. Well, what is the Viper's children? Congrats, Audish. You have the best nobles on your side. Your Majesty, we have some discretionary funds at our disposal. We might use them to hire a cleaning service if you catch my meaning. Who should we clean? I was thinking of Chief Arundel too. With the money you have at hand, you can hire a very good assassin. The rebels will name a new leader, but this will be a significant dent in their plans. Or if Your Majesty wishes, we could go after someone else. Who will we hire? A child of the Viper. Nothing less will do. What is a child of the Viper? This is new to me. The Viper's children, infamous Assassin's Guild, once marked none can escape their sting. This does sound like something we can use. I had a feeling you'd agree. Say the word, Your Highness, and I will divert some funds to this endeavor. Let's see here. I can just murder somebody. This is exciting. Oh, I'm not on the list. Oh, God. Well, I do believe we'll just strike at the head then. Yes, my monarch. Viper's children are swift and effective as your spy master promised. The news of Chief Arenil II's death is music to your ears. That'll put some real fear into the rebels. Loyals gained a victory point. Authority is now ineffective. Chief Arenil II has died. Arenil II the Second has joined the council. Wait, what council? And besieged. I'm sure this will go great. The Barons of G march through the Crownlands, pillaging and burning. The roads are heaving with refugees and corpses clog the rivers. Now the capital is surrounded. You stand on the ramparts of your palace, staring out in dismay at the army camps stretching for miles outside the city. Get down from there, Your Majesty, if they can get lucky with a crossbow bolt. Is there any hope, Marshal? Only one. The counts are still out there, Your Majesty, with their one military. Well, now I think we're doomed. The ninth god will decide our fate. As you finish your sentence, an immense trebuchet hurls a 10-ton boulder toward the capital. It crashes into a nearby clock tower, smashing it to smithereens. Like I said, Your Majesty, you better get inside. 5 faith hanging strong. All right, so ends spring 969. Nice. Counts are counting on you dying so they can live. Yeah. Okay, so this is all suspended. Not looking good for Team Loyalist. I'm just gonna put that out there. Counts are doing the best of the stat they need to lower to win. Yeah, I really don't think that went the way they planned. Only one event, the siege grinds on. This probably isn't a good sign. Another dawn breaks. The combined armies of the barons and the chiefs are sprawled outside your city walls for the last 3 weeks. They've tried to fight their way in. Siege drags on. Your food supplies are dwindling. The streets outside your palace explode in daily riots as citizens demand to be fed. As your marshal departs to organize the defenses, glass breaks as soldiers howl outside the palace. Your Majesty, there's a bang mob outside. They claim you're conspiring with the invaders. Why would they think that? On account of your wife's heritage. Oh, that's right. I married a chief. Fat lot of good that did me. They're demanding that you lock her up in the dungeon until this siege is over. Don't be ridiculous. I trust my wife. Chancellor scuttles away and the riot outside spreads like cracks in glass. Soon the entire city is engulfed in chaos. You sit on your throne, brood. As evening draws in, horns blast outside the city walls. The chiefs and the barons are mounting a final attack. So be it. So it shall be. What? Okay. Well, that was summer. Yeah, a lot of variables being taken into account here. Hey, you all want to start an auction? Y'all want to build some shit? So I guess, wait. So the rebellion doesn't affect this. Everybody can still choose to do this stuff, right? The summer of 969. Game's longer than I expected? Yeah. I mean, we're obviously on the cusp of the end here, but this game goes. This game's easily 3 hours. Especially if you're doing a lot of chatting and talking up the options and just having a grand old time like we have tonight. So Ridge, let's burn some money. Option A lowers farming for the barons, I guess. Option B lowers military for the barons. C raises farming for the chiefs. D lowers authority across the kingdom. E increases trade for the counts, and F lowers faith for the counts. Which is like the one thing that the counts actually probably want to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the auction. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get it on. You see one that ran about 20 minutes because someone triggered a win condition super early. Oh, that's neat. That's pretty cool. So y'all gonna scrabble over the ashes of the kingdom, are we? I suppose I would do the same in your shoes. Heavy is the paper crown. 10 seconds remaining. I feel like these options are probably locked in, but, you know. Time is up. Authority has been lowered and faith has been lowered. Currently rebelling, on the verge of rebelling. Rebels only need one more victory point. I have a hard time seeing them not get that. Oh my god, a Grim Dawn. Hey, Counts, you want to rebel? Now's your chance. There you go. All right, but I think this has to last until next season. There will be an event for you. So I think if the kingdom collapses now, you're gonna kind of be left out in the cold. Hey, you love Grim Dawn. It's true, I do. Maybe this is an event where we get a double apocalypse. Since everyone has just decided to backstab me. The sun rises on a city in turmoil. The barons and chiefs began their assault last night, and you've heard nothing outside but screams and howls and the clash of blades since. Half the capital is in flames. Soldiers rush back and forth, shouting panicked orders. You haven't seen your marshal since the night before. Perhaps she's already dead. Your honor guard are in the streets outside the palace. Oh, that's right. I picked the Counts as my honor guard. I was wondering if that was going to factor in some way. Well, I guess given the options, that was the correct choice. In the end. Building barricade and organizing last-ditch defenses. Vital work, but you're vulnerable without them by your side. The royal court is empty except for you, your wife, and your child cradled in the arms of their nanny. Their crying is giving you a headache. If they break in, we can't let them take us alive. We'll go down fighting. You're right. Better to go down fighting. I'll fetch my battle axe. You wait and stew. Outside, the screams and clashes get louder. Finally, your spy master arrives, out of breath, her face stained by smoke and blood. They'll be here any moment, your majesty. You must saddle your horse and escape the city. I know of a secret passage. No. I will stand and fight. Then you will die. It was nice knowing you, your majesty. She's gone in the blink of an eye. Well, no turning back now. That's the person I married. Aw, come here, you. You walk down the palace steps, your feet slipping on all the blood. A wounded watchman crawls past you, begging for water. The sky is aflame with a deep, malevolent glow. You turn to Mag. If you have anything to say, now's the time. Let's kill the bastards! Let's. A column of hardened northern warriors advance down the road, roaring and waving their battle axes. Chief Lodril High is at their head, shouting orders. Come and get some, you bastards! Charge! You and your wife charge forward, weapons raised. It's beautiful. It's glorious. It will go down in the history books forever. It's over almost instantly. A dozen battle axes chop you into dog food. 1,000 heavy boots march over you, crushing you into paste. But for a moment there, you really felt like a monarch. Successor vote. Hey, barons. Hey, chiefs. Who wins? Oh, that's right. The counts can vote in this too. How about that? How about that? Oh my God, that's beautiful. 11 nobles voted for the next monarch to be Evme of the Barons of the March. And so it is. Monarch Audish II's last doomed, glorious charge against the chiefs would go down in history. Not as an especially smart move, but a brave one. I'm gonna put my face right here. The chiefs, led by Lodrohai, launched a rebellion that toppled the monarch and devastated the kingdom, but when the dust cleared, they weren't quick or strong enough to seize the throne themselves. As a reward for staying loyal to the monarch, the top counts were banned. Oh my god! In public, the survivors swore loyalty to the new regime. In private, they swore vengeance. The barons joined the rebellion alongside the chiefs. In the aftermath, they were the natural choice to take the throne, and Evemy was crowned. To half-hearted cheers from the traumatized common folk. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking incredible. Monarch Audish II, the usurped. 3 years and 6 months. I was married to Mag in the North. My successor was Queen Evemy. The usurped. The good thing is that I ended the game rich. The nobles. The wealthiest noble was actually the worst elephant. The poorest noble was stupid. Oh my god. You actually kind of did eat the rich. No beheading for me. The kingdom ended at 2 authority, 2 stability, 1450 in the bank. Full defiance on the barons and chiefs, 3 for the counts. That's so funny. The chiefs had an absolutely commanding, dominant military, but a last-minute alliance between the barons and the counts delivered victory to the barons. Watch our enemies get decimated, our farmlands are destroyed, we have no trade to speak of. That's so funny. 2 broke bad. All right, that was a practice run. You didn't technically win, you did win. You absolutely won. Your chosen successor became the new queen. and we have nice pox jewelry. Pyrrhic victory, yeah. Well, I mean, look. When you have a rebellion that consumed the entire kingdom, you don't exactly get to complain about a Pyrrhic victory, okay? Counts definitely lost, they're all dead. And so ends the auspicious reign of Audish II. I'm not even sure why the counts even got to vote. Gillen, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, yeah, wait, if I continue, does that mean I continue? Does that mean I would continue as Queen Evemy? We might have to find out at some point. I'm curious about that. Oh, you do? Oh, that's awesome. So we could just keep going in that blighted, decimated kingdom. Jesus Christ. That's really funny. You bet. I like the other reason if we did this again. Yeah, I would probably just start a new kingdom at this point. I would probably feel really bad considering, I mean, that was, to be entirely fair, a pretty dark reign, considering all the terrible poxes and bloodshed. Would Audish 3 be a successor choice, like a pretender? I don't know. I don't actually know how it works. Had no cash to start with and never had any cash at all. Yeah, it would probably be better to just start everybody on an even keel if we do this again, so. But man, that was a roller coaster. That was so much fun. Oh man, what a neat game. What a super cool game. So, I don't know when we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna go ahead and say that because the last time I promised to do this the following week, it got pushed out 3 weeks, so. I wonder what would happen if you tried to escape. It probably would have set up something for Audish III in a subsequent game. Preserves region stats between games as well. Yeah, if we continue the game, we'll pick up right where we were. With the chiefs with a dominant military force and the barons in control, but only tenuously. Terrible poxes and bloodshed. Yeah, we basically just speedran 2020, if you think about it. So. I've seen one escape attempt. It was interesting. Yeah, I think at this point we can lay the auspicious reign of Audish to rest. Clearly the successful reign of Audish the First was a complete fluke. So I think we could probably pick up with a different royal line if we play this again. But again, I'm not sure when we're gonna do that. I don't want to make any promises of anything. This does seem like a really good game to just kind of like slip in somewhere. Like if we finish a long play that we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday early, and we've got like a free Wednesday, just throw it in there, you know? Because it's so well, it's the perfect length. Like this game is the perfect length. It's roughly 3 hours. It fits so neatly into just one stream, so. It just proves that leadership is not a genetic trait. Audish 1 was a much more effective ruler than Audish the Third. You too, has a thought. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. This game reminds me of the theme of Long Live the Queen. I can see that too, because Long Live the Queen is very stat heavy and has some really scary needles to thread. So yeah, I can definitely see the DNA there. That's pretty cool. So anyway, for now, let's just talk about the schedule that is set for the time being. Tomorrow night, we are going back to good old retro console goodness, as you all are intimately aware. I've done NES and Game Boy free-for-all nights lately. I have not done one for the Super Nintendo yet, so I'd kind of like to do a 16-bit one, but a slightly different structure. Instead of having y'all request games in the lead-up, I'm going to have a list of games to pick from tomorrow night, and y'all will be able to queue up right at 9 p.m., right when the stream starts. I'll start right on time. And then y'all can pick games from that list in the order that you queue up, so. And we'll have a grand old time doing that. I will not be streaming on Sunday because I typically don't unless I need to make up time, but I think this weekend I really need sleep. And then next week, I am only streaming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because I'm going on vacation Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we will be doom streaming. We'll be playing Eastern Mind, The Lost Souls of Tong No. No idea how long that's going to take us. No idea how long we're going to be on that. I've got 3 days open for it. If we end early, we can always slip something else in, so. Excuse me. Oh God, I'm losing my voice. And then, if you can think this far in advance, 1 week from Monday. Oh God. 1 week from Monday, we're going to finally start Kenshi, as promised long ago. So if you love Kenshi, if you're curious about Kenshi, if you're fascinated by Kenshi, if you have no idea what the fuck Kenshi is, and you want to see what that's all about, join us on Monday. It's going to be auspicious, to say the least. Okay, I gotta find somebody for y'all to raid before my throat falls out the bottom of my neck. Love Kenshi, such a cool game. Dude, Gillen, it's like my favorite game right now. I have been purposely trying to hold back on playing it in my free time just so I have more to stream with it. So yes, and always remember to buttress your feelings, chat. Very important. Let's go hang out with Last Bosses. He's playing Slay the Spire. And also, I don't get the chance to raid him very often, so let's go be friendly, shall we? That is an excellent mouse, isn't it? I have chat to thank for that, and the spending of dragon coins to add that. Anyway, chat, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you so much for taking revenge on my reign. Thank you for joining me for King of the Castle and just causing all kinds of beautiful, glorious chaos tonight. I had a blast doing this. We'll definitely have to slip more of this in somewhere with a brand new dynasty. But I hope you had a really good time. I had a fantastic time, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow night. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.